Guys, good morning to Crypto Info. Blockchain made easy with Frank the Crypto Tank. Happy Thursday morning. 7 a.m. Colorado time, January 22nd, 2026. We're about to explode. The crypto market's about to go crazy. I'm probably one of the only people, well, there's a couple folks on YouTube talking about it. We're about to explode. This is about to go ape crap. This entire crypto space. This is about the time everyone is lulled to sleep. People don't understand how all this stuff works. That's okay. We're here to blaze the trail. No, I am not a financial advisor. Never buy or sell anything because of what I say or do. Crypto is very risky. You can lose your socks, your shorts, your glasses, your pants, everything, every last blessed thing in crypto. Be very careful. I am an educator. I am a researcher, and I am perhaps an entertainer sometimes. Let's just see how that goes. Tap like and subscribe if you're liking what we're doing and you're appreciating the cut of our jib. Now, here is my question for all you sailing folk out there. Here is my question to you all. Where do you think crypto is going, given that Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, which is the largest tech company essentially, we can call it, in the United States, essentially, I think they're valued at something like 43 bill or something right now. Largest blockchain related tech company, arguably, is Ripple, based out of San Francisco, operating in multiple countries. If anybody is not paying attention to what's happening with their coin XRP, which runs on the XRP ledger, and also other projects such as XLM, running on the Stellar Lumens network, and also XDC running on the Zinfin network, then I don't know where you've been living. And how about Hedera Hashgraph, which is Hashgraph technology? But anyway, I'm not a financial advisor. Please never buy or sell any of these things because of what I say or do on the channel. My job is to simply inform, educate, make folks aware, perhaps entertain a little bit, make folks aware of what crypto is, what the opportunities are with crypto beyond the, the Dogecoin and the meme coin things. Not that they're not plays as well. To be had. It depends on what someone's goals are. My job is to present options, to inform folks as to what's going on, and then you'll have to consult your registered investment advisor, your RIA, for any of your financial decisions. So let's go ahead and take a welcome to the channel. Please tap, thank you, studio. Please tap like and subscribe if you don't mind down below. Helps a great deal. Let's get into the crypto markets today. Crypto, we are looking at a $3.04 trillion crypto market, $89,000 Bitcoin, $89,442 for a Bitcoin. Ethereum's 966 for an Ethereum. XRP, $1.92. $1.92 for an XRP that is going very likely to about $500 in a few years here. That's quite a play. And that's not long to wait for something that's at a couple of bucks to go to $500. And even if it takes 5 years, so be it. If it takes 7, 10, so be it. That puppy's going to $500, in my opinion. I am not a financial advisor, never buy or sell anything because of what I say or do. Cardano, 36 cents for a Cardano. That puppy's going places. I don't know where she's going, but she's going higher than 38 cents or whatever she's at, whatever I just said. Chainlink, $12.33. That is not going to stay there. There's no way that these prices are going to stick around like this, at these basement prices. Stellar Lumens coming in at 21 cents for a Stellar. That is a copy and paste, essentially, of the XRP ledger. So the original creators of the XRP ledger, David Schwartz, Arthur Brito, and Jed McCaleb. Well, Jed McCaleb goes and says, hey, you know what, I'm going to head up a project called XLM. And I'm essentially going to use the XRP ledger, basically, for all intents and purposes. And XLM serves P2P payments with the same slickness as the XRP ledger, as it, of course, serves B2B or business-to-business payments, large cross-border payments. So this is more for newbies and newcomers. We have to bring everybody up to speed, guys. Please, I hope folks don't get impatient who've been in the space for a while and know everything I'm telling you right now. We are going to get over to Davos and see what's happening with Brad. Here, let's get to a quick, on that, let's go ahead and get to a quick earlier talk. Before we get to Davos, let's get to an earlier, let's get the mic down for you too. And let's make sure we're on share screen, and we are. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome into the comments. I see you guys. Good morning, Mrs. Lupien. Good morning, Rero. Welcome into the channel. Good morning. Good morning. Morning. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I had to rewind and take notes. Okay, good, good. All right, thank you. Good. I'm glad we're learning something, you guys, in here, everybody, and I appreciate the feedback, and thank you for letting me know how I'm doing, because honestly, how am I going to know unless you guys tell me? So thank you. I appreciate that. We'll try to keep it up. Art Caffeine, good morning, sir. Guys, good morning. We're going to get into what's going on with Davos and Brad this morning. Let's go ahead and get over to it real quick. We're going to get over to some of it. Hold on one sec.
Welcome back. Let's check crypto prices this morning. Take a look. They're higher across the board. The Securities and Exchange Commission has ended its investigation into crypto exchange Ripple.
This is an older one.
The latest, of several deregulation actions by the Trump administration in the digital asset sector. Joining me now is the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse.
Guys, this is back March 25th, 2025, okay? And there's a reason why I'm going to do this. Hang on. We'll get to Davos in a second. Hang on.
With us. Brad, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here.
It's great to be back. Nice to see you.
Well, congrats on this move by the SEC. What does this enable you to do at this point?
Look, thank you. Congrats to, I think, the whole industry in a bunch of ways. As you know well, Ripple is really amongst the very first crypto companies to get sued by the SEC. We said then when it started that the SEC was going to be on the wrong side of the law as well as on the wrong side of history. It took longer than we would have liked to kind of prove that out, and more than $150 million of legal bills, but we're thrilled with the ultimate outcome. It allows us to really unlock the U.S. market, which has really been very hostile, with a lot of headwinds in the U.S. market for the whole crypto industry.
Yeah, for sure, and we saw investors react to it, XRP seeing a gain over the last week. But Brad, I want to get your take on what Japanese banks may be preparing to do in terms of adopting XRP. What can you tell us about the growth story at Ripple when you look across the world, overseas markets?
Well, once the United States government filed suit, we really were kind of frozen in the U.S. market. And so about 95% of our customers today, Ripple's customers, are non-U.S. financial institutions. And those are some of the largest financial institutions, ranging from HSBC and BBVA to payment providers you wouldn't necessarily have heard of. Markets like Japan, I think, are still unlocking. The market opportunity here is massive. You have trillions of dollars flowing cross-border globally. It's still largely dominated by the flowing cross-border globally. Opportunity from HSBC and BBVA to payment providers you wouldn't necessarily have heard of. Markets like Japan, I think, are still unlocking. The market opportunity here is massive. You have
He's not just gonna say that. XRP price go up.
Of dollars flowing cross-border globally. It's still largely dominated by the SWIFT network, if you will. And that's architecture, that's a technology architecture that was developed 50 years ago. There's an opportunity to modernize. That takes time, particularly when you have a government in the U.S. kind of combating that innovation. But that's changing now. The Trump effect, if you will, is profound. You're seeing that in asset prices, but you're also going to see that in the adoption of these technologies.
Yeah, and I think, so when you're looking at the growth story then of Ripple, does it still come from overseas, or are you expecting a change in terms of domestic interest in Ripple?
Well, we're definitely already seeing a change in the domestic interest. These 6 weeks after President Trump was elected, we signed more deals in the United States than we had in the previous 6 months. So these are very innovative technologies. I think they're going to play out over 10, even 20 years in terms of how they integrate and rewire the financial infrastructure of the United States. That's across payments. That's across even the settlement of maybe real estate transactions, securities transactions. So I think we're going to see this play out over a long arc. But in the United States is finally unlocked, and I think people are underestimating how big that change is, and you'll see that continue to play out this year.
Yeah. Now, President Trump spoke.
Yeah. I think people are underestimating how big that change is. Yeah. Maybe I'm one of them. On to the next question. Yeah. That's why the tanker and some others are saying that when XRP goes, she gonna go. And it could be Davos. This could be the linchpin, the precipice, the point where they've met, they've talked. This is the decision point of the year. Here it is. This is happening. Here we go. Let's set the tone for the year and do this thing. Hold on. We got a little bit more. We're going to get over to Davos. Hold on. There's a point. Don't worry. This is part of the talk today.
The Digital Asset Summit in New York City last week. Here's a clip. Watch.
Pioneers like you will be able to improve our banking and payment system and promote greater privacy, safety, security, and wealth for American consumers and businesses alike. You will unleash an explosion of economic growth, and with the dollar-backed stablecoins, you'll help expand the dominance of the U.S. dollar. I can already see that the energy and passion of the crypto community is the kind of spirit that built our country, and it is exciting to watch as you invent the future of finance. It's going to be right here in the USA, the good old USA. Together we will make America the undisputed Bitcoin superpower and the crypto capital of the world.
And the president signed 2 executive orders as part.
He doesn't know about crypto. The Bitcoin people got to him. It's all about us. He's at Davos now with Brad and Fink. He knows better now. He got talked to now. Now he knows the truths. And that's what does backroom. Oh boy, what just happened over the past couple days? Uh-oh, XRP ready to take off. Hold on, we're going to get to it. Hold on.
Pro-crypto agenda, including strengthening American leadership in digital financial technology and establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve and U.S. digital asset stockpile. Brad, give us your outlook and really what those 2 executive orders may do. What else do you need to see in order to see stability and growth out of digital assets?
Well, look, in terms of what else we need to see, I think what the president has already done is he has used the expression, promises made, promises delivered. The unlock for U.S. financial institutions is absolutely happening. Banks that were really hesitant and really nervous about touching crypto technologies or even helping their customers. Those banks and those financial institutions are leaning in now, and that's a big deal for sure, not just for Ripple, but for the whole industry. So he has certainly lived up, and I think we will see the U.S. finally start to catch up with the leadership we're seeing from other markets around the world that they've really taken the lead, and we need to invest here and see some of these U.S. companies thrive.
Yeah, and we've spoken with the regulators about this. We spoke with Cynthia Loomis 2 weeks ago and last week with French Hill as they craft the regulatory framework. What's most important to you in terms of the regulation part of this? Let me run this. Cynthia Loomis and French Hill with us just in the last 2 weeks. Here's what they said about regulation. Watch.
I'm doing this for a reason. We got to go back in time first, just a little bit, some months, and then we'll get to current. Hold on one sec.
Is a commodity, so it will be regulated by the Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Some other cryptocurrencies look more like a security and should fall under the disclosure requirements at the SEC. So part of what we want to do is guide what is a commodity and what is a security and provide that kind of clarity in the law so we can let agencies know who has jurisdiction over what.
Talking book.
In a big developed country like the United States, we already have many ways to instantaneously pay for things. And this wouldn't be top of mind, but it will be lower cost in foreign markets. You have, you reduce the cost of foreign exchange.
How about bottom of
you
ass?
reduce the cost of fees across borders. And so in some countries where they have an unstable currency, a weak banking system, not a very good payment system, a smartphone app with a digital wallet with a dollar-backed stablecoin is a good way, even at retail, to do a transaction.
Brad, what's most important for the regulators to understand as they create this new framework for digital assets?
Well, look, the good news is people like Congressman Hill, they
banking system, not a very good payment system, a smartphone app with a digital wallet with a dollar-backed stablecoin is a good way, even at retail, to do a transaction.
He just told you. And they're doing it now. It's coming. This year. This is it. We're on. This is it. Everybody's phone, like you have Venmo came out of everybody's phone. It was, I guess I use Venmo. Kind of. Well, I mean, it's there for you. It keeps getting, you could download it, but you don't for the first week, 2, 3, whatever. And then after a while, use Venmo yet? I want to send you some, whatever. Okay, all right. And then before you know it, everybody's using Venmo. It is coming. All right, here, let's get to this. We can keep going on that because we're going to get to current here. Now let's get current.
Can you tell us about Tether, the biggest stable coin kind of underlying the trading in a lot of crypto? What is it? What are the assets that are backing Tether?
It's a really good question. And certainly, as you point out, stable coins have been in the news.
Sorry about that. Whoops. Sorry, guys. I lost it. Hold on. I think this is it. Hold on. No, that's not it. Hold on. I'll grab it. Hold on. Let's see. Is this it? I think so.
Can you tell us about Tether, the biggest stable coin kind of underlying the trading in a lot of crypto? What is it? What are the assets that are backing Tether?
It's a really good question. And certainly, as you point out, stable coins have been in the news because that was one of the catalysts that really drove the market a couple weeks ago. One of it, an algorithmic stable coin kind of melted down, if you will. Tether is considered a dollar-backed stable coin. I'm not personally involved with it, so I don't know exactly how they are sharing those financials. But I think now more than ever, the transparency that companies like Ripple have championed across the crypto industry are critical. That transparency for Tether, I think, is to really make sure that people participating, people buying, have access to whatever financial information they need to feel comfortable that, in fact, it is dollar-backed.
So do you think Tether has got to be more transparent about what's backing it?
Well, I think the whole industry needs to be more transparent. I think that applies to Tether. I think that applies to, the whole industry. From the earliest days, Ripple and the XRP community, we've tried to lead by example. We've really tried to be the adults in the crypto room. And it's the reason why I've come here to Davos and met with finance ministers from around the world, CEOs of banks from around the world, to talk about how these technologies can actually solve real-world problems and reduce costs and improve the efficiency of particularly cross-border payments, an area that here at WEF they care a lot about, a population that's paying the most for remittance costs that can least afford it.
So, whoops. All right, so let's get back to this. Let's get back to us. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to comments. And we'll get to more on Davos in just a moment. But I would like to hear from you guys what you think. Let's go ahead and get over to some comments. And let's get old man glasses on, please. Thank you. Welcome in this morning. Thriving, welcome in. Art Caffeine, welcome in. Rero, Mrs. Loopy. Marnster, welcome this morning. Crypto Midwest, welcome in. Everybody, welcome in here this morning. Guys, Rero says, Juggernaut is getting really bad. You have to lie, but it becomes serious. You have to lie. I think you're talking about what we just played. That was why Ripple had no choice but to play their game. Stable day. Yeah. I got what you're saying. I know. Well, they're always going to do a CBDC. But here's the thing. Here's my opinion, Riro. If you're saying it's always been about a CBDC, meaning it's always been about trying to lasso up the humans and gain control over them by way of what they can and can't spend with that digital currency to turn it off on them, surveil, blah, 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 see every transaction, perhaps get taxes paid immediately as soon as the transaction's made, taxes are paid. Yeah, it could be all about that, and it probably is. But to say it's all about that, I mean, in other words, that'll always be assured to happen. Okay, got to keep an eye on all the leaves on the tree. Got a whole bunch of leaves on the tree. Got more being born every day. Got to keep an eye on them now. All right, so that's an inevitability no matter what. That's always going to be done. Sooner or later, that will always be done. Too many leaves on the tree, you got to keep track. Got to have a lot of cameras, too, at all the intersections and everything. You know what I mean? All the grocery stores outside and blah, 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 and everywhere. Ridiculous. The cell phones, the laptops, always with the cameras being able to keep an eye. The satellites in the sky, looking down, being able to, and it goes on and on and on. The cameras probably, you and I have no clue where they're embedded into. Maybe not. That could be a little too tinfoil hat, the last statement. Even I caught myself, but you never know. Just saying, when a satellite can be like literally reading license plates on cars everywhere, and they're literally now, if you look at any developed city that you live in, you're going to see a camera on most intersections. Highways, over the overpasses and on and off exits, like where you have an overpass crossing the highway, you're going to see the camera for the traffic reports. So, anywho, it's also about someone like a regular person, I don't know who that is, not financial advice, purchasing something like some of the coins that are available to be purchased crypto-wise that are undervalued now and are going to take off. By the way, interesting that I'm pretty sure that the United States, now for all intents and purposes, controls Greenland. I think that happened yesterday. I think at Davos it was agreed to and a deal made yesterday with President Trump. I think that is complete now. I think that's a thing, and that's interesting. So now as you sit down in school and you learn about history or whatever, you're going to see that the United States actually, on January 21st, 2026, made a deal to have Greenland, ownership of Greenland, or at least the rights to Greenland, in a military sense, the ability to have bases and things like that. So Trump goes in, and I'll get the comments in a second, but here goes Trump again, comes in negotiating. I want all of Greenland. I want all of it. Sir, we'll give you the key military strategic spots, and you can have ownership essentially, but just don't come in and start, but you can have these. All right, I'll take it. Master negotiator. I want the whole piece of pie, no questions. The whole piece. Got other people to feed. I'll give you a third of the pie. Okay, I'll take it. Everybody else get one piece. Master negotiator. Anyway, let's get the comments. Hilarious. I want all of Greenland. All of it. Sir, we'll give you the rights to the military. Okay, I'll take it. Deal done. Sign it. Master negotiator. Oh my gosh. Anyway, destroying my mic. Let's go ahead and get over to some comments here. AG stands for silver. Look at Whenever you're trying to figure out, like I was, if AG stands for gold or silver, all you do is just say, look at AG, it's got a G in there. Must be gold. No, it's actually silver. The AU is the gold without the G. All right, memory games. Anyway, let's have fun. Come on. Crypto Midwest pop quiz. AG stands for silver. You're not going to catch me anymore on that one. Oh boy, I swear I have a bio background, quite extensive. That sounded braggy. I have a degree, and I could be a scientist, but I'm not. And could be a lot of things, and I'm not. Hear all the excuses. Anyway, you ever realize you talk to, we'll get back to crypto in a sec. You ever realize you talk to chat or ask it questions and everything, and it'll completely act like a human being and make excuses and everything? Is this wrong to say that chat acts like a Democrat when it answers me back? That's wrong. I can't say that. Anyway, let's get back to crypto here. We'll get... Oh boy, don't start up controversy now. Now look, don't forget that Caleb and Brown is your one-stop shop for your cryptocurrency brokerage needs. Because why? Multiple reasons. They back your crypto 1-to-1. They don't play games like that fat little boy with the backpack and who ate all the meat and said he just ate vegetables. That dude, 24/7. They have a availability with your free crypto no extra charge. In other words, your crypto broker, $500 worth to. And by the way, when I say free, it is free except for the fee. Obviously, 3.5% for a buy-sell swap. Anytime you buy-sell swap, but they don't charge you to load the crypto onto their Fireblocks institutional grade custody security, which is crazy because you get the availability of a hot wallet, essentially the versatility and the quick moving of a hot wallet, like you're in a Ferrari, but the safeness of having a nice security system in that Ferrari so it doesn't get ripped off. So anyway. 24/7 is the availability of your crypto broker, which you do not pay for. You have the ability, of course, to cash out massive quantities of, as long as you clear it with your bank and you do a test transaction of about $2,000 or at least $2,000, which can be multiple cash outs on crypto, kind of like when it's going up. You do a test cash out, make sure your bank has a nice link created with it, make sure you get your bank manager involved and make sure they know what you're doing. And then before you do a large cash out, make sure you contact your bank, talk to your bank manager, say, hey, look it, crypto's cranking. I'm going to do a large pop a $1.5 million. Boom, coming in. Ready? Boom, $1.5 million, done. Whatever it is, whatever you have, if you got a couple $100K you want to cash out that day, didn't mean to rhyme that time, but sometimes I feel I can never pull a third. And I don't want to be fake because I could work on it in a dark closet and then present it, but I don't do that kind of stuff. I try to be authentic and Johnny on the spot. Anyway, quick thinking guy. Anyway, here's the Dilly Willies. What I'm saying to you right now is if you're not with Caleb and Brown, you could, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, could be caught with your pants down when the tide goes out and caught on exchanges. I know. I don't really like Warren Buffett either. Sometimes I say he's got some wise things, if you're not making money while you're sleeping, you're going to work for the rest of your life. He says some wise things. Anyway, you could be caught on exchanges. No offense to the exchanges, but they've been crashing anytime crypto cranks or anytime crypto crashes. So I don't know. What if they crash and then you can't get on and you can't get? And by the way, you're agreeing to only pull off like 50K a day on, I think it's Uphold and whatever they are. You have daily withdrawal limits on these exchanges, and not the case with the Caleb and Brown, which is an actual exchange. So anyway, you guys make your own decisions. I feel like that was a strong enough point to make. You guys make your own decisions, what you'd like to do. I still like to hold on cold storage as well, mass majority of my crypto. Don't like to play games with the safety of it. Know that if you do put it on their exchange, not your keys, not your crypto, you're giving it up if you pop it on their exchange, and you're trusting their Fireblocks institutional grade custody, which of course is very strong and solid, but it is not the same as being air gapped off the internet on cold storage, where even the best hacker can not even attempt to phish you and get you and hack and what do they call it? That barrage attack or whatever they do and try to hack things. And they sometimes are successful. Let's get over to asteroids real quick. By the way, Caleb and Brown, don't forget to give them a call and tell them that we sent you over because we do get credit. It's the least you can do for us telling you about it and turn you on to them. We got 400,000 XRP trading in the past minute. Not really a big deal. We had 1.2, 1.3, 1.5 million trading on exchanges in the past minute yesterday for quite some time, moving to all of these corridors across the planet. Look at this business. Look at the Pacific Rim. Look at the MENA region here, Middle East here, and look at the United States. And also go to Canada, Mexico, South America, Africa itself, Australia. Please don't forget, we've mentioned, but please don't forget Indonesia, Japan, China, all over this great planet. XRP be zipping on exchanges, traded. Let's finish this one up here. Actually, let's not do that one because we're good on that. Let's get back to markets quickly. Make sure I'm sharing my screen. Let's get to comments real quick, actually. Comments. Art Caffeine. If everyone in crypto just pauses for a moment and pull out to a bird's eye, third eye view. I like what you're talking now. The fact is that Brad is amongst the elites speaking and getting lots of camera time. What does that tell you about XRP? Be patient. You could not be more over the target, brother. Because why? Davos hasn't changed what it is. You're right. Davos has not changed what it is. It is that spot that each time for the year, it's the reset for the year. By the way, we have a birthday coming tomorrow, which is Hollywood. Hollywood's got a happy birthday coming tomorrow on the 23rd. Drop your birthday in the comment section below without your year. I don't need to know how old you are. But I want to recognize your birthday and jot them all down and make sure that I have a running record. Hollywood's birthday is tomorrow. Guys, Art's absolutely right in my opinion. Davos has never changed what it's always been. It is the spot. It's why when you got Larry Fink up there acting as the interim chair instead of Schwab, what does that tell you? So you got Larry Fink. You saw when President Donald Trump there. You got Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, CEO. Obviously, he's in the mix, or you're not going to be there. You're playing ball with this whole thing. See, what happened is Bitcoin folk got to Trump early and blah, 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 and he made his money went down. He made some money back. Okay, in my opinion. The family understood and knew. The family understands and knows crypto. Dude, Trump's son, Barron, is a freaking genius. You think that dude don't know about crypto and is not telling dad it's actually, hey, dad, it's actually this, then you're not paying attention, you're not thinking. And how about Eric and the other sons? They know crypto. They know what the heck is going on with crypto. These guys are over the target. So when you look at Davos, when you watch Davos yesterday, and you see Trump walk across the stage and shake Larry Fink's hand, and they both grab each other's arm with the other hand and firmly grasp, which is the male financial male man hug. That's the man hug. They ain't doing it with, those two ain't doing it with no one else like that. Okay? We talk behind closed doors is what that little signal is. And who else is there? Mr. Brad. With all of them. Art's right. Price will come after. Real life, can't hide it, fake it, moves, fundamentals that we see here. And this is where I will not argue, because charts do tell. Get to comments. I see them coming in, guys, out of my peripheral. I will tell you guys, please tap like and subscribe, by the way. You're going to help us all so much get out there to everybody with the algorithm by simply tapping like and sending us out there and share it. Share counts twice as much. Please help us. But guys, that's what's ready to happen right now. This whole thing is about to explode, because what happens is I don't argue, but I talk to friends who say, oh no, it's all about charts only. It's just charts and fib sequences and that's it. And I have people who follow charts who say, I don't even know about fib sequences, but they still say it's all about charts. Even I don't even know the fib sequences, but it's all about charts. I know charts enough, and I know I don't need to use fibs. I use other indicators. And I'm telling you that the charts are where it's at. whether you're a Wyckoff guy or whatever you like to use for your system, for your analysis tools for the market, okay? It doesn't matter what you use, but here's the thing. Charts do tell the tale, but before charts can ever print, things like Davos happen, because now charts are going to print based on what's been happening with Davos. Charts will also print based on what has not happened yet, but what those behind closed doors actually know is ready to transpire and take place because they've been setting up. Okay, so that's true as well. That's not a tinfoil hat thing, of course. Let's get back to comments. You're totally right. The whole thing's about to explode, guys. Anybody paying attention to crypto? I know you guys are. Oh my gosh. Michael Hoffman, welcome into the channel, buddy. Welcome back. For long-term holding, how to keep my mind not obsessed with the price actions. You know how you do it? Now, honestly, and I'm not trying to be a joker, really, I'm not going to preface with that. I'm not even going to say that. I'll say this. Kindly, Michael, seriously, dude. Here's how we do it. You do it. We do it. Anybody does this. It's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You've got to consult your registered investment advisor concerning anything with crypto. Perspective. Mindset. That's how you do it. It's very simple. Once you make it a habit, especially. Okay, it's not simple in the beginning, but it is after you make it a habit. You probably do it, and I don't want to insult, because you're probably like, dude, I already know that. Okay. It's simply perspective, and I don't mean to be demeaning or insulting if you already know this. All right. Zoom out. It's really what Art said. Zoom out. That's how you do it. When in doubt, because we're in a state of doubt sometimes, and that's where a lot of people are with the market, and I understand it, and I'm not. That's where a lot of people are in the market, and that's some of the value I can provide, is to be a beacon of hope, an actual lighthouse that stays ever on, Energizer Bunny, ever ready, ever on, ever smiling, ever, no matter what happens. You can beat me down. His face is just dry. What's going on? He's all bloody. He's been beat up. He's on the ground. He's dirty. Oh, how is he still smiling? Still has a sense of humor? Yeah, it's all an illusion. This is a game. Okay, so once seen and once understood, one can stop being, I'm not saying you're doing this, but me or anybody, because I do this from time to time, anybody does, is caught in this. Fear is never expelled in this place. This is always a place where fear is going to exist, okay? You just got to manage it, challenge it, balance it, take it, eat it up, alchemize it, spit it out, and turn it into something different, and understand there's nothing to be afraid of. And if you can do that, we can do that, then the world becomes much easier to navigate. And we're not in this, we don't have this black veil over us like blinders being like, where do I go next? Oh, no, it's like you see the whole board all the time, like a great quarterback or whatever, and you're like, I got this thing, right? Right. With confidence. So that's what we do with the crypto space. We're like, oh my God, I can't see the board. I'm looking too tight with my blinders. Oh my gosh, I can't see, No. Come on. You're not Patrick Mahomes. You know better than that. You're a better quarterback than that. Look at it. Act like Bo Nix. All you do is just say, look at it. I can see the whole field now. Oh, wow. I backed up. Know what I mean? I can inject some opinion. Can we stop with the State Farm commercials, please? Is anybody in the world so enough sick of State Farm commercials? Just stop it. Just stop. State Farm, I love you, but just stop. Okay? Really? Little too much now. Okay? The Chiefs aren't anything anymore. You can stop now. Okay. Anyway, moving on. I hope I spoke for everybody in football. And by the way, Tony Romo, please. Okay. Anyway, I think I spoke enough for everybody in football. And I love you, by the way, Dallas fan. I love you, Tony. Former Dallas quarterback. You know I love you, buddy. Please, the announcing. Oh, please. Anyway, I don't want to lose anybody here, but I hope everybody's laughing. I love you, Tony Romo. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, $1.92 XRP right now. 8.69% down on the week, folks. Now hang on. Yeah, on the day, we are down 16% on XRP. Let's get to it rather quickly. Just for a quick peek at the candlestick chart on XRP, let's look at the 1 hour. And I see a nasty little red carnival hammer telling me our next jump over the next minutes Once I check back with this, if anybody can remind me, you'll see that we have green candles printing here. Because, oh, thank you, Studio. Not sharing screen. Thank you, Studio. Okay, getting over sorry guys. Getting over to XRP on the hourly, you see we have a nasty little red candle printing here, a carnival candle telling us that we're going to get green. What? Are we good?
I still don't have any.
Oh, you don't worry, we got it. We got a nice red candle, carnival hammer, ready to print green. So when we hop back to this, if somebody can remind me in just a few minutes or so, 10 minutes or so, you'll see a whole bunch of green printing there, because that tells us we're ready to jump up with green candles in just a moment here. Let's look at our 24-hour. We're going to trade sideways for a little bit today. Up-down action, that's what I'm calling. I could be wrong. Watch what I'm going to call on this. Ready? Here's my call on crypto. Anybody wondering? Anybody wondering what the tanker is going to call on crypto? Well, whether you are or you aren't, I'm going to show you. At least I'm going to come back and zoom out like I had said before, and Art was talking about. Don't worry, I got the comments in a minute here. When in doubt, zoom out. So here's where we're going. I've heard quite a few people in our comments section calling this a $5 to $6 trillion $5 to $6 trillion crypto market cap coming in the next weeks to months, not too far off, Q1 to Q2 of 2026. And you may or may not think so, but I'm going to show you where we dropped from. Let me get all my glasses on here real quick. All right, so check it. I'm going to show you where we dropped from this top here. The first week, of course, if you look at this little box here, the first week in October 2025, $4.2 trillion cryptocurrency market cap. We fell off a frickin' cliff, now didn't we? See? Because we came down to here on October 19th. Can't hear you. What's that, Studio?
Can't hear anything.
Oh. Why don't you have any volume? Does everybody have volume? Can we hear? Huh. What's wrong? Sorry, Studio, what's going on?
I just can't hear anything. It
Oh.
like there's no volume.
Oh, there's no volume. Hold on. Okay. Yep, I'm sorry. I think Studio's having some technical difficulties, but the world is not. We're on and we're looking good. All right. So if we come, I'll leave the headphones on just in case. We'll come down from this to October 19th. And then we're going to pop up here to October 26th, and then we're going to take another massive dip. Look at this. We dipped down to a $2.96 trillion market cap here for crypto just before Thanksgiving dinner. We jump up a little bit, but tank a little and trade sideways on the downtrend. But then we kick up for a while here, beginning of, just before January, first week in January. We kick up just a little bit and then take a nice tank show to where we are now on the 22nd of January. Well, guess what? If I go to the 30-day and I zoom in a little bit and I look at this, I am seeing us busting out of this coming up. We may trade sideways for just a little bit more, but we're going to bust past this level here. If I draw a line here across, we're going to be busting past this level and heading up well past this level, well past this level here, beginning of October. Excuse me, when we were at our height with a Bitcoin high and a cryptocurrency market high of 4.28 trillion, the 10th of October 2025, just this past fall, we took a tank show, of course. We dropped off the cliff. Excuse me, we dropped off the cliff. That was our height. Look at this. That was our height. Because if you look and you go back to the all chart, check it. See? Look at the all chart. That was our height right here. 10/5/2025, that was our height, and we fell off the cliff. Well, guess what? We've been doing our thing. If we zoom out, trading sideways and tank down, we are ready to make the tick back up after perhaps a little more sideways trading, but we are ready to tick back up. We are not in a bear market. We are holding the support level barely. We're holding the support levels we need, and we are about to see a massive uptick in crypto, heading to 5 to 6 trillion. Watch this. We are heading, if I draw a trend line here like this, look at where my huge arrow is here. If we go ahead and draw a trend line that goes up and hits these support levels, I know we took a dip down there, and that's okay, because that will remain as one of these guys here, if that makes sense. Look at, let me pull it down a little bit. Whoops. See, look, if we draw an ascending trend line up here and all these resistance levels tap the top or the ceiling, we would say, now wait a minute. Our last top that we cranked up to, that didn't hit this ceiling that we're creating this trend line and hitting. It's a dip down below, almost as if it's kind of like one of these guys here. Well, it is. And what's ready to happen, unbeknownst to everybody else, which you probably can't see, but the geniuses can, is that this thing is ready to go like this, and maybe some sideways trading, further sideways trading, but holding longer term support and heading past this peak, going to, I am telling you, watch, this is what's ready to happen. We're going to 5, 6, 7 trill, and you're going to draw a line that ends up starting to go like this, proving that the S curve, the hockey stick, is real, which with S curve adoption, that it just cranks at the end afterwards. The explosive XRP price chart action leading the way, by the way, in that charge, which we've seen the last jumps in our bull runs, that our bull spikes that we've had recently, including the Trump's pump, where XRP has led the charge. Well, guess what? I'm agreeing with our caffeine, and I'm saying we are about to crank this thing out. That's what's going on at Davos right now, is that XRP, Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple and XRP, Larry Fink shaking hands with President Trump, Brian Armstrong. They're all agreeing. They're all doing this together as they ought to. We are ready to pump. We are ready to pass the Clarity Act. It's ready to be signed, coming up shortly. There's no question. Sorry, let me get to my full screen and comments. We are getting ready to crank. Getting back to comments, sorry guys. This whole thing's ready to explode, and some people do or don't see it. Comments, sorry. Easy hold. Crypto Midwest says 2030. We're going to go ahead and this thing's going to rock by 2030. I agree. Some of us are going to be disgustingly happy. Michael Hoffman says, yeah, the market is very manipulated, but long term is very bullish. No doubt about it. Excuse me. Marchster says Barron is in our future for sure. Bro hug, there's no question. Barron's awesome. Dude, I don't care. If you've seen Barron Trump, he's awesome. The dude's awesome. You'd be hard pressed to show me otherwise. I think he's an awesome character and ultra intelligent, obviously. Look in his eye, obviously. Riro says December the 8th for a birthday. Thank you, Riro. I think I have you in there, Riro, but it doesn't matter. Tell me again, because sometimes I don't see the stop sign. You got to tell me when to stop if you're in the passenger seat. Riro, 12-8. Thank you. MacGyver back in again, and I'm sorry, let's not miss Mr. Lodge. Welcome in this morning. I think it's Mr. Lodge, right? Am I correct on that? Welcome in, welcome back in, Lodge. Tap like, subscribe. Guys, if you're loving the content, please help me by tapping like and subscribe and share the video with somebody, because that counts twice for the algorithm. Senflow Trucking says, I thought this was crypto, not fool balls. Well, it is crypto. Not really a cool comment to come into somebody's chat and say that. I'm probably the coolest dude you're ever going to see in the YouTube space, and I'm not afraid to say it. I hope you're not a tool. If you're cool, shout out, my bad. You actually are cool. If not, take your ass out of here. Anyway, MacGyver, welcome. Question. When the time comes to take a little of your profit, do you take it into fiat or do you put it into USD or RLUSD? I don't like USD. I don't like... you do whatever the heck you want. I don't like stable coins. Not a fan. Crypto Midwest says, when you sell into stable, if you send to bank, it converts to fiat. Yes. MacGyver says, what is a good stable coin? I don't know. I don't use them. I don't play with it. Rero, seriously, I don't. RLUSD is what people say, though. Rero says gold and silver. MacGyver says, yes, I can hear you. Farm says, Baron Trump, ultra intelligent. Give me a break. He is. You please give me a break. We got some douchies in the comments this morning. Get the hell out of here. If you're a loser, get out of here. Anyway, you got the tanker, Frank the Crypto Tank. He don't play no games. He'll whoop ya. If you're a loser coming into my comment section, take your loser butt out of here, because we're all cool and loving and kind in here. So, yeah. Yeah, Baron Trump actually is exceedingly intelligent. You can tell by simply looking at him for 2 seconds. How intelligent are some of the folks that are jumping into my comment section right now? I feel like I got a couple of knuckleheads just joined us. Are you guys Bitcoin maxis? I bet you are. I bet you guys who are in the comments love Bitcoin and Ethereum, who are not the regulars. Anyway, anybody who's not paying, studio's telling me to stop and leave the knuckleheads in the comments alone. All right, I'll back off you. You're lucky. You got somebody's pulling back the guard dog. Anyway, cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin, and crypto is deceiving right now, because some of these projects, if we take a look, let's take a quick peek. Let's take a peek at Cardano, for instance, which some people don't like and some people aren't happy with Chuck, and what's happened recently with, I don't know, has the White House kicked Chuck out? I don't know. But he still has a great chain that people are going to love and use, and we are seeing the end of the S-curve, as I was mentioning before, of the crypto space, of the crypto hike and adoption of crypto. Here we are at the end of it. It's ready to crank again. I think there are some sour grapes, some folks who have not purchased crypto perhaps, or have not purchased the proper cryptos perhaps, and do not understand that there are certain cryptos such as XRP that are trading over 500,000 on exchanges in the past minute. Here on Fiat Leak, going to all of these regions, shooting like a laser over to the Asia Pacific region, Pacific Rim here, and also the MENA region, and also the US. These key financial corridors on the planet. So I think we have a lot of sour grapes from folks, unfortunately for them, which is okay, who have bought into Bitcoin and Ethereum. Probably largely a lot of folks I have seen who buy in at the top of some of these projects, which is okay, and then dump at the drops, at the lows of these projects. And simply what I see often, guys, in this space, and I'm not a financial advisor, never buy or sell anything because of what I say or do. Crypto is very risky. You can lose your stocks, your shorts, your pants, glasses, everything in crypto. This is for information and educational purposes only. What I see is that a lot of folks in crypto who try to get into crypto don't jump in honestly, wholeheartedly, in a full researched manner. And so what happens is they come in like yokels, like retail does, as they come in as the dumb money, which we call retail. And they don't, and I mean no offense, but they try to travel the Oregon Trail and say, I'm going to go out there with my, I'm going to go out there with my sandals, and don't worry, I got my my denim jeans, and I'm good to go. No, I don't need a weapon. No, I'm okay. No, I got a little bit of water. Don't worry, I got enough. And no, what are you doing? You're going to go travel the Oregon Trail. You better go load up and suit up. You better armor up. You better provision up. Blah, 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 blah. You better research up. You better know what you're getting into on that Oregon Trail. See what I mean? And so this is what people don't do in crypto. They lose their shirt. They get into the height of Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are used to whip everybody around who doesn't understand trading in financial markets and crypto and so on and so forth. They buy in at the heights of these projects. They get cranky and upset. They come to a channel like this, perhaps, and they see that, well, now I've been seeing that the winners are actually these three. And this channel is all about those three, and also Hedera Hashgraph, which is at Davos, along with one of the guys here, which is Ripple XRP, Brad Garlinghouse, and then also Hedera that this guy keeps talking about. He's ever just keeps talking about these four on the channel. Which is XRP, XLM, XDC, and HBAR. He's telling me not to buy it, but he keeps telling me that he loves them and that they have BFT, Byzantine fault tolerance settlement, and that the BIS loves that, and they push out the standard. The FSB Financial Stability Board tells kind of like says, hey, this is what you do, Bank of International Settlements and International Monetary Fund, before you go lending your money to the countries of the world and insisting that they do this, that, the other thing. And here's what you do when you lay out the standards. Here's what it's going to be. It's going to be Byzantine fault tolerance settlement, and there's only four that do that, said the BIS, which are XLM, XRP, XDC, and HBAR. Geez, do you think they might be something in the world coming up? Oh, I don't know. And so and so never buy or sell anything, because what I say or do on the channel. And then you got HBAR, which is one of the four, and XDC, which is another one of the four, at Davos, shaking hands with Larry Fink and Donald Trump. Oh my gosh, and Brian Armstrong from Corbett. Anybody paying attention to any crypto? The people on this channel are, and then people get pissed off and say negative things in the comments at me. Hilarious. Let me get back to my comments. I hope you guys are having fun here at Crypto Info, Blockchain Made Easy with the Tinka. And we got Farmaxis, which is probably a crypto maxi, so, talking trash, saying Barron Trump is not ultra intelligent. Okay. Crypto Midwest says you need moderators. I know, for some of these knuckleheads that are in here. I feel like I literally will take on the entire planet. No moderator needed. Tankers got this thing. Scott says XLM, XRP, and HBAR for me. We got another smart one in the comments. Hey, like and subscribe if you're a newcomer on the channel. Maybe it's just the first time you're voicing. And you're trying to help me out to wash out the knuckleheads in the comments. I would purchase XRP at all prices. I would too, but I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything because of what I say or do. But because I will tell you quite honestly and transparently that I bought so much XRP under 50 cents that I don't really want to touch right now because I'm loaded up so much, and I don't think I really have to, and I don't want to. And I have other projects, and I don't know. That's just personal. But there's nothing wrong with capturing XRP at $1.92. Consider it's going to freaking $500 and $1,000 coming up in the near future. Crypto Midwest says, look at that price, $1.92. Soon you'll move the distance. Yeah, that's right. You can just move it over a couple places, 2 or 3 places coming up, brother. Not to be content. Yeah, absolutely. Possibly 3 coming up. OSW 2026 says, I've been holding XRP for 7 years, and the only thing I can tell you is that neither Brad nor David nor Ripple care about you. They only care about Ripple, blah, 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 blah. So the sooner you learn this, the better. Trade, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Of course they don't give a crap about. Dude, what are you talking about? You sound like a knucklehead. Tanker is so not afraid to just pounce on someone. You sound like a jackass. Maybe you're not. So tell me you're not. If you're not a jackass, you got to prove it to me, because you really sound like a jackass there. Sorry, but yeah. They don't care about you. You sound like retail dumb money when you say that. Talking, you know what I mean? You don't sound like an institutional speaker. The way we do here on the channel. Of course they don't care about you, but listen to the way you're trying to frame that. You sound like sour grapes. You've been holding it for 7 years. Are you ready to hold it for another 7 years until it goes to $5,000 to $1,000? You yokel. What's going on with you? Don't be coming on the channel. Why do we have knuckleheads on the channel today? Why do we? I don't understand it. Please don't call me off, channel. Channel's calling me off. I'm not going to. I won't. Because this is what the problem is in the world. And this is why people get whipped around like a wet dish rag. Because you got people doing what these people are doing. I bet you all bought Bitcoin and Ethereum at the height, huh? I bet you all did. You guys who are in here. All right, keep going with the comments. XRP, by the way, before we get to the comments, we will read the rest of them. I'm being told to keep reading the comments. I'm not going to keep reading because I have a point to make. I think Studio needs to go away and leave me alone for a little while. Here's what's going on. I'm not going to back off. Here's what's going on. People who say, like what this person just said in the comments about XRP, are what the problem is. You need to sell your stuff, in my opinion, I'm not an advisor, and go away and get out of here. And let the people who are equipped to travel the Oregon Trail, travel the Oregon Trail. That's us. That's Tanker. It's the rest of these people in here who know that these moves are going to, these fundamental moves in reality, like Davos and all the things that should send XRP's price up, are not going to do it because it's going to continue to be suppressed until you get out of here. And once you, dumb money, get out of here, OSW and some of you others, they are going to go send it. And then we're going to watch, you're going to watch and not come back into the show or the comments. You're going to remember all this stuff and how you actually held it and how effing dumb you're going to look when it cranks and we're all going, oh boy, there was that guy who called me an idiot in the comments section, OSW. And by the way, there's no way that if you watch me for even 2 minutes can ever say I'm an idiot, looking at what I put together and how I speak and everything else. So, jackass, be gone. Anyway, never sell your XRP. OSW is an idiot, obvious, calling me an idiot in the comments section. They don't give a shit about retailers. No, they don't. But here's the deal. All right, here, let's have a conversation, OSW. Let me be nice and pull it back. I love you. You still should probably get out of my comment section, but let me be nice to you and loving and tell you what's going on. Here's the deal. You're right. They don't care about us. What they care about is what they have built and set up on the XRP ledger, which is the facilitation and usage, which is why they're holding and why they quote unquote dump on the market, but then go escrow almost all that back again each month at the beginning of the month of XRP when you and others are going, they dump on the market. Okay, because you don't get it. They've spent all this time to leverage and have XRP used and tell you time and time again, we are never abandoning XRP. We're not going to abandon it. We're using it. It's in our structure to be used. You, knucklehead, are going to, after holding it for 7 years and knowing this information, are going to say, they don't care about me as a person, so I'm going to show my XRP. They just told you they do care about you as a person if you're somebody who's purchased XRP and are holding and are connecting to it, because they just told you that they're never going to abandon XRP, and they're proving it. So what kind of mind are you, is what I wonder. What's going on with these people in the comment sections? Can we get real people in the comments who actually see the truth on XRP? Thank you for the heart, Marnster. I know, we got to be loving. Onjax is laughing because I'm wrecking people, and I don't mean to. I'm not trying to be a wrecking ball. I'm a nice guy. I really am. Don't come into the comments because you're impatient with the market and XRP and been holding it, and you want to come in and start spreading FUD and fear, uncertainty, and doubt in our comment section. We are beacons of light and hope and truth, and we've covered it. By the way, if you... why don't you go ahead, guys, and I'm not talking to that one jackass anymore. I'm talking about to anybody out there now. You don't deserve any more attention, OSW. You're a knucklehead. To those of you who are out there who are well-researched and see the truth about these three at the very least, including HBAR, including the other 8 ISOs, which are Algo, IOTA, ADA, and Quant. Okay, so anybody who is playing ball with these and understands the truth, it's going to be maybe just a little more patient, I'll say. How about that? Is going to be perhaps just a little more patient in the crypto space. So, I don't want to be at odds with anybody. I want to say, OSW, let's bury the hatchet. We had our time. We're men. Let's clank a beer. Let's get over it. Okay. Let's get back to the comments. Oh, boy. These are real moments here. Crypto Midwest. These are real moments here. Somebody wise once said, you never truly know someone until you are at odds with them or get into a confrontation or have to kind of fight them on something. Then you get to know who someone is. You got to tiff with someone to kind of know who they really are. What kind of punches they're going to pull. Tanker's pretty rough. He's one of those guys. He's tough. I got to be nice. I got to be more bending and loving and kind. I love you guys. Thanks for coming into the channel today. OSW, thanks for coming in and spending some time. I still love you, buddy. Don't worry. One thing I learned about all of this is that I learned how to be patient, and that's what we're trying. Oh my gosh, thank you for saying that, because that's the key. with this whole thing is, and that's what I'm trying to spread, and I don't know until somebody tells me. So thanks for telling me, MacGyver, that that's what you're getting out of this. This is the point. The point of the channel was for me to start the channel, help remind myself, continue to educate myself on crypto. Sorry, I'm reading comments as I'm talking. Continue to educate myself on crypto. And Scott, I'm sorry, I missed your comment, buddy. I'm going to get back to you, Scott. But yeah, and remind myself, my wife, everybody in the world that crypto is going nowhere but up. And, it's okay. We tiff back and forth in the comments and, you're an idiot and blah, blah, blah with this stuff. And, we can be loving and patient while we wait for this stuff. It's okay. We're all going to have our opinions. I get it. It's okay. Patience is the key. Love and light is the key. Understanding and grace is the key. This is the key. Peace is the key. Intelligence. These things are the key. These are the virtues that we love. A virtue is something that is said in ancient Greek philosophy, at least if I remember back to my college days, is something that if you inject it in any situation, it can only serve good and not bad, no matter what. And I don't care what the situation is that you inject it to. So love is a virtue, because no matter where you inject it, it's always good. Wisdom, that's a virtue. No matter where you inject it, it's always going to help the situation. See, patience is a virtue. It's always going to help the situation, no matter where you inject it into what situation. Okay, are we understanding? Frank the Tank, a virtue. It's always going to help you no matter where. I'm totally kidding. But we're trying to be that, though. We're trying to be consistent with love and light and kindness and virtue, and that no matter where we're injected, we're going to help. So sorry we were rough a little bit earlier on the channel. It's not our way. Rangers, I pray I never sound like retail dumb money. Hey, sometimes we do. And you know what? It's okay. Sometimes I do as well to keep my ego in check. It's true. Sometimes I do as well. And I quickly try to snap myself out of it as quickly as possible and say, you're being whipped around like a wet dish rag, guy. Stop it. Pay attention. Act as institutional money does. When all this stuff drops, if we got a base case of this stuff only moving forward on a slow adoption scale and moving like on an S-curve, like a hockey stick, where it's so slow for the first 75% of the time, a la 7 years for Ripple and XRP to gain traction and everything. You realize permission features just turned on. OSW, I'm not mad at you at all. I want to help you. OSW, if you're still holding, maybe you can be helped. I don't know. Seriously, if you haven't sold just yet. Permissioned features just got turned on the lead. Enough nodes just validated. They're turning on, I think it's February 4th, is it? I think it's February 4th or 6th or something. 2/6, I think. They're turning on permissioned features on the ledger. Japan's already been cranking with the ledger. With ODL, I mean, usage with Ripple net, just inside their banks. There's the usage with Ripple software just inside your bank, and there's also the usage in addition to that, and alongside with that, with ODL usage across borders with ODL hitting all these payment corridors. So everything is getting ready to be turned on. Now Davos just happened. I'll get to comments in a second. Now Davos just happened, ready to be turned on with the meeting and everything, what's going on. On the S-curve, that's why it's an S-curve. It takes the first 75% on the timeline to be the boring nothing burger. The stuff's crap. Suppression, suppression, suppression. And then, of course, it starts to crank just a little bit towards the end, and then it really takes off towards the end of the last, whatever percentage it is that adopts and buys into that technology. So pull up on the Google and S-curve and see that this is what crypto is. This is why we wait so long. We're not talking about Bitcoin. Okay, I can't get into all that. I got to get back to comments. I was going to go on Bitcoin. I can't do it. Okay. Let's see. Continuing on. Never sell your XRP, says Sierra. Theo, by the way, welcome back in. Scott says, as they knew what they hold, emotions would not correlate with price, and that kind of is what happens. Yes, 7 years, been in for 7 years. You should be up for sure. That statement says he doesn't have the carnal propensity to understand or the patience. It's a patience thing. That's Crypto Midwest talking. It's a patience thing, guys. In my opinion, I'm hearing you, Midwest. It's a patience thing. Anjak is laughing. Riro says you can play with a part of your holdings, 2% max. Okay. Thank you for the heart, Monster. Rangers says retail dumb money, institutional speaker. Trying. So are you guys. Art Caffeine. Thank you for your love and light. And Crypto Midwest says he loves these moments. I hope we're keeping it real. We're trying to be fun. Our Caffeine giving a laugh. Know what you hold, says Anjax MacGyver says, one thing I learned about all of this is that I learned how to be patient. We're repeating that one. Patience is gold. It certainly is. It's why people mess up. Patience. Ranger says, I can feel the frustration through the screen. I know. We got to be nice. I got to be nice. I hope you never sound like a retail done money guy. I never want to. I try to stay as grounded as I can. We can see your intelligence, says Ranger. Ranger says, you guys are so nice. Do you see the moderator comment? Oh, I did. We do need a moderator. I don't know how it works. I'm going to have to employ some moderators here. Some of my fun-loving, awesome regs on the channel. I don't know how to do that. I'll have to figure it out and get that going. I bet a few of you guys would be willing to do that. Drop a mod in the comment if you would be willing to help me moderate. Ranger says, Crypto, I hope what you see is good, LL. Yes, absolutely, says Ranger. Ranger says, institutional speaker, one can dream to be asked to speak in front of a large audience just to hear one's thoughts. I know, no doubt, dude. Every financial institution will use XRP, says Scott. I do agree, Mr. Scott, eventually. Gamify says, why would they allow us regular folks to have access to this news system at such cheap prices? Answer, because almost no one will believe that you actually could do it. So they're going to say things like you're saying and not put their money where their mouth is, never financial advice, and purchase some of these things at such low prices at massive quantities and be able to literally put their money where their mouth is and drop something like, I don't know, maybe, 50, 60K on some XRP, another 40K on XLM, another 30K maybe or so on XDC, and so on and so forth, so that when some of this stuff goes 10, 20, 30, 50X, you're a multi-millionaire. I don't know. Does that answer your question? Because you don't think like that. That's why. I'm not trying to be offensive. That's why, because you think like retail dumb money, I think. You wouldn't ask me that question. And I'm not trying to be a jerk, Gamify. Some people can't travel this Oregon Trail like this. It's okay. Not everybody is meant to, and it's not a big deal. But I need to be honest and truthful with you and tell you that first of all, I'm not a financial advisor. Never buy or sell anything because of what I say or do. You can lose your socks, your shorts, your pants, your glasses, and everything in crypto. Please do remember that I'm simply an educator and an information giver. This is for educational informational purposes only, and sometimes just a little bit of entertainment. And you better not buy or sell anything is what I say or do, especially not these three, nor HBAR, nor Algo IOTA, which I know you laugh at now. I know you guys, not you in my comment section, but I know a lot of you laugh at Algo IOTA right now. Oh, I bet a lot of you laugh at Shiba right now at 0.0000779 cents, and you're going to laugh and play this back, by the way, when you're like, this guy's crazy. When I tell you that the all-time high on Shiba, at least according to CoinMarketCap, if you take a peek down here, is 40884.5 for its all-time high. We'll be looking at a 0.005, very likely, Shiba. Coming up, you can mark my words and you can play this back when everything goes S-curve on us and crypto extended bull market, and this thing goes to 0.005 cents or 0.05 cents. I bet it'll go to 0.05 to 5 cents. I bet it will. It's got, right now, Shiba's at 5. Look at, Don't buy or sell anything because of what I say to do for sure. I am telling you what I see as a likely future. And look at, I'm all about the payment coins personally. I've got some coins, some memes like this, like Shiba, some Doji, and some other memes. But a quick little calculator exercise, of course, will show us that 5077, that somebody dropping, I don't know, not you, but somebody dropping 10K on Shiba at, is going to capture, at current prices, is going to capture 1.2 billion Shiba. Yeah, 1.2 bill. Pretty sure it's 1.2 bill. Okay. So, that means when Shiba, let's just round it, okay? Hard to see my decimals. I believe I'm on point. When Shiba hits its 5 cents, that 10K now, of course, turns into 60 mil for dropping 10K. You think that can't happen and people aren't going to do that? You think Shiba ain't going to 5 cents? I think you're wrong if you don't think that's going to happen. Once this S-curve kicks in and all the regs and retail, everybody comes into crypto and says, I'm going to get some of that Shiba, that dog, no, the other one. No, Doge, no, the other dog. Well, there's only two that are big ones, and it's Shiba and Doge. And that's what people are going to tell the newcomers that come in. Everybody's going to go after Shiba and Doge, and Shiba going to 5 cents. You watch, somebody drops 10K on Shiba right now. That crap is going to make somebody 10K, 60 mil. Not a financial advisor. Play the video back once crypto goes extended bull market and tell me if that didn't happen, what I just said. Somebody played a video back in after an extended bull run here. I don't know. I can't call the time horizon. Hedera hash graph is now at 10 cents. I'll get to comments in 2 seconds. Hedera is easily going to $500 per Hedera. It's at frickin' 10 cents. So those in the comment section, or anybody out there who does not understand that this puppy's sitting at 10 cents right now, and $10,000 dropped on it for 10-cent price, and generally speaking here, somebody would capture 100,000 Hedera, which by the way is hash graph technology, not blockchain technology. It's a little bit different. It's already been used by the Navy and some other huge guys. Please, Hedera ain't going. Check out its governing council, and you tell me if Hedera is not going to be a huge thing in the world. Check out its tokenomics. I understand, but check its tokenomics and sink in and have patience with it and really look at the tokenomics matched up with where it's going in the world. Okay, so there is 100,000 Hedera that I'm holding, and the thing literally is going to $500, and I know that's happening. It's just a matter of when. So for my 10K, I just captured 50 million for putting down 10K on Hedera now. You think Hedera ain't going to $500? You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know crypto. I can't tell you when it's going, but it's going to $500. You don't know crypto. So somebody can, yes, literally drop $10,000 down right now on Hedera Hashgraph, get 100,000 Hedera. The stuff goes to $500. They got to pay taxes and exchange fee and blah, blah, blah. Stuff's going to $500. You got somebody has themselves $50 million. Let's do one more quick one with XDC, which is another future crusher. XDC is at 3 cents right now. So when somebody takes $10,000, not you, because it's never financial advice, it's simply a calculator exercise to show the truth with the calculator, what we're dealing with, because this is what people don't even have the patience to sit and pull a freaking calculator out. Can you feel the frustration now through the mic, guys? Holy crap. Come on, let's not be knuckleheads. This is what retail does. Yeah, they get all scientific like this. You don't have the patience to do this. That's why a lot of people are not going to succeed in crypto. All right, here's the deal real quick. 251,000 after exchange fees were paid, blah, blah, blah. I just captured 251,000 XDC. And I know that XDC is going to easily $500 because I know crypto. Digitizing trade finance, and I could tell you all about the hows and whys, but we don't have time here this morning. You're going to have to play our past videos back that explain all about XDC and what it does and who it is and how it works. Okay? So when that happens, anybody who did drop that 10K is looking at ganking $125 million for dropping 10K right now on XDC. Play the video back in 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 years when XDC is at $500 or more. It's telling you also that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm never telling you to buy or sell any of these things. I'm telling you my opinion. I'm showing you a calculator exercise on my channel. Anybody feeling the energy yet? Anybody smart out there? Don't be a jerk, Tanker. Be nice. Let me get back to comments. Be nice, Tanker. Don't be mean to people. Nobody will watch a little while. No one wants a little wisecracker making fun of people. Nobody wants to watch that. Tap that like and subscribe and share me with everybody you know. Especially people who don't understand crypto and don't understand what the heck is going on with this thing and need the truth. Crypto is about to go to 5, 6, 7 trill. Almost nobody in this space knows what the heck they're talking about. I hope I don't get sued for that. No, they do. They know what they're talking about, and that's not a true statement because I learned from almost everybody in this space. But what I mean is, as far as time horizon goes, almost everybody is calling this incorrectly or wrongly with crypto, saying, oh, we're getting ready to go into a bear market, see? To all the wimpy wet dish rags in the world, grow a pair. All right, let me get back to comments real quick. Look I'm kidding. I love you all. Let's be kind and nice on the channel and ease up on the caffeine guy. Hold on. Every financial institution will use XRP. If we get back to comments, says Scott, I do agree. Oh, just stop, Gamify, please. Come on, buddy. Rero says, my grandpa always said, if you don't have anything smart to say, shut your yappa. Your grandpa sounds like he was a rather smart individual. All right, Crypto Midwest, we got some moderators wanting to help out in the channel with the knuckleheads in the channel. And it's not, look at, everybody, look at, ho, 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 ho. I'm not pulling the bank thing saying, hey, no Clarity Act, snuff out the competition, no crypto because you're not doing it, and we want to make sure that we're going to give you 11 basis points, 0.11% in your return when we used to give you 5-6%, and we want to grab all that money. You know, JP Morgan making $25 billion last year in deposit money. They make all their money on deposits, but I'm not pulling that game with this, okay? Don't worry. I really want moderators for the sake of moderators because I want people to voice their opinion. I don't want to pull that move where I snuff people out. Come on, challenge me. Just don't bring nonsense into the channel, but challenge me, man. Come on. I want the excitement and the challenge and the challenge, the kind challenge. You know, in a good way. Come on, let's put the sparring helmet on and the gloves. You know. Hope you guys are having fun. I know I sure am. Little too Jim Carrey. Sorry, I wasn't trying to do that. That was very Jim Carrey. Gamify. I want to hear what you got to say about investing in crypto today and where it's going to be. I was going to try to use chalet, but that really wouldn't work. Try to rhyme a little too much, guy. You're not funny. Scott says, what's the best way to earn yield on XRP? I don't know. I don't do it. There are many subsequent ecospheres to choose from. Yeah, there are a lot of ways to do it. I think I have some videos on it that I covered, but I think I've already forgotten because I kind of don't care. I'm waiting for massive, and I'm not trying to be rough or a jerk with that. Honestly, I'm getting to this point where, first of all, I don't want to sell any XRP when it cranks because I have other things I can sell. I don't want to sell any XDC when it cranks because I have other things I can sell. I don't want to sell any XLM when it cranks because I have other things to sell. I do not want to sell any HBAR. I mean, this is not financial advice, not a financial advisor. This is my opinion. I don't want to sell any HBAR, any of those four. I don't want to sell any quant. I don't want to sell any algo, and I don't want to sell any of my IOTA. I also don't want to sell any of my ADA. I don't want to sell any of my Chainlink. All of my potent players that, beyond the shadow of a doubt, including Trump purchasing massive amounts of Chainlink last year. His company. Please. that these players are going to $20, $30, $50, some $75. Some will go to $100, and some will go to $200-300. Some will go to $500. Some of these players will actually go to $1,000 or higher in price. So if you're holding these things now and you have the patience to carry on with your life and not expect crypto bull run to save you and be your happy day in the sun, and until then I'm going to be an impatient crankpot and complain about how I have all my... Look at, we're only tying up money in crypto that we can afford to be without. Otherwise, don't tie it up in crypto, because it's going to go down on you in a massive way. Guys, so many people are not meant to do this. I am not a financial advisor, but my heart drops for these people. Guys, it takes balls to be in crypto investing, man, properly. Particularly playing this long game, playing the short game too. Oh my God, I got buddies who play with leverage and things, and oh my gosh, it's so hard to do this, guys. It really does take emotional gonads. Patience beyond patience. Control beyond control. If I didn't go through 17 years of martial arts training and become a 4th degree master black belt, Shaolin Kung Fu karate mixture, Shorin-ryu, a little bit, a few more. I don't want to get too deeply into it. I feel like I don't want to give too much away. Tang Sudo. Go look up Tang Sudo. Grandmaster Huang Qi. Go check out Grandmaster Huang Qi. Wikipedia. Anyway, my lineage of training, and I think to myself, it wasn't about the physical. That I was lucky enough to train under a grandmaster for 17 years, and it wasn't so much about the physical and weapons and things like this. It was more about, for me, and I didn't understand this in our principles when I started training, that what I was going to gain out of training if I continued was an indomitable spirit. The secret sauce of what you actually get from not being I'm not being mean or rude, a surface toucher, a pretender, a faker, putting on the outfit. Oh yeah, I do crypto. Do you really though? In your heart of hearts, do you really do crypto? Have you spent hours and hours and hours a day for years understanding and learning crypto? Or do you just kind of like dabble and put some in crypto and jump in at the heights and not understand macro markets and investing and some little bit of charts and things and patience and understand how to play long term, and don't start playing games you don't have any business playing, like day trading and leverage? What the hell are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. You got masters in the space for decades that admit they can't play leverage properly. What in the world are you doing? Okay? Don't make me yell this morning. I love you guys. I care about you. Think. Use your head. And when you're in this crypto space, understand that to be successful in this space, in my opinion, what's largely required is an indomitable spirit and mind. Intelligence and patience and control that can sit on these two things, that know that almost always, 99% of the time, the best action is no action. Don't touch this. Stop trying to trade. Day and swing. I hope you're feeling this come through, because I care about you guys and I love you and I really, really mean it. And I'm not a financial advisor. And I can't believe we have some folks that came on this morning saying things they said, which just makes my heart drop, because there are still folks out there that don't know when that. Stop doing this game. You don't know what you're doing. If you're telling me things like you told me in the comments, you have no idea what you're doing. Stop doing this. You're going to get hurt financially. Not a financial advisor. That's my opinion. Stop playing this game if you're making comments like that. You have no business playing in crypto if you're going to be giving me comments like that. Holy crap. You're about to like lose. Nothing tells me you're about to lose your shirt, like comments I'm seeing this morning. And I'm trying to be as nice as I can, but I spit the truth. And I want people to be well and not get wrecked. And I'm not a financial advisor. Never buy or sell anything because of what I say or do. I got to keep saying that. You got to consult your financial advisor, okay? Don't worry, I'm still smiling. All right, let me get back to comments. Oh, boy, I hope we're having fun this morning. All right, so Crypto says he's been a mod in other communities, so you can do it. Scott wants to mod as well. Please do. I need some help. I don't know what in the world I'm doing. Obviously, you guys are probably laughing and watching me do this channel and being like, I could tell this guy's hilarious. He actually doesn't even know what he's doing. He's doing this channel, and from all these things, like other content creators have this stuff on the ready, and this guy's hilarious. He doesn't even know what he's doing, and it's true. I have no idea what I'm doing. Scott says, I'm totally transparent. It's like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I think I'm doing a good job for not knowing what I'm doing. Tanker says, Tanker to mod. Click on the person of choice at the name and option to mod them, and it will pop up. Boom. Okay. All right, let's try it. Thank you for your how to do it. All right, let's see. Boom. Boom. I'm only seeing a couple, but here are participants. Okay, I don't think that's how. Oh, here it is. Hold on. No, that's not how I do it. Oh, crap. All right, well, I am not quite sure how to do it. I'm going to have to figure this out, but hang on. Top chat. All right, let me try it. Let me click on here. Oh, here we go. Yo, here we go. Boom. Whoops. All right. I don't know how to do it. Let me keep going with comments. Thank you for trying to help me. I am too much of a knucklehead on here on YouTube. I can copy the stream there. All right. I'm going to stop trying to figure it out. Thank you for your advice, Art Caffeine. Art, do you also want to be a mod? And guys, is this crazy that we now have Greenland? Do you remember sitting in class? I remember sitting in middle school looking at the map of Greenland, and my teacher is going, I think I was in 6th, 7th grade, and going, report on Greenland. Oh, yeah. Okay, you are saying that in the comments. Okay, watch. Remember this? I'm going to. Let me get on Greenland. Let me get on a little Greenland here. If you guys remember sitting back in school, and we will get over to Greenland and Trump and Davos and everything. If you look at Greenland on the map, and look how hilarious this is, because if any of you looked at this as well, look at where Greenland is on my map. Am I sharing my screen? I am. Look at where Greenland is on the map. Look at where these other countries are. Look at where the United States is in Canada. And look at where the big hole is at the North Pole where the UFOs fly in and out of. What did he just say? Now you know what I think about Greenland. Done. You're not going to hear people talk about it, but this guy's crazy enough, and I hope we don't get slammed for that. But that's what I'm talking. That's what's going on, is the gateway to the Arctic and the center to the center, the entrance and exit, where the Space Force has its Space Force base called Pitafucka, whatever the heck it's called. Now you can't call that a swear now, up here. And this was really the key, because that's the gateway to the hole, to the center of the earth, at the poles, which is our UFO activity as well. And that's what this all is about. And not the least of which is always dual, triple, quadruple fold for an agenda, which includes all the, something like 26 of the 35 or 31 crucial elements that we mine, including some weird ones like, I forgot what they're called, but that we use for our advanced weaponry or our advanced communication systems, computers, cell phones, tech that you don't even know about, and neither do I. Wake the F up. This is about the entrance and gateway to the Arctic, which is where now our Space Force, of course, has the UFOs that are flying in and out of. Oh boy, Tinker's telling a little too much. They don't want you knowing all this stuff. Oh boy, don't worry. They'll just put a tinfoil hat on me and call me crazy. Anyway, I got to get back to comment section on that one. Anybody have anything to say about that? Anybody? You never heard anybody figure that one out yet, now did you? That's the truth. There goes the truth on why we will have Greenland. because we do have Space Force and the UFOs anti-gravity now that we've reversed engineered, and we have our Space Force that's using them, and our Pittakakfakakfak, whatever that base is up there, up in Greenland now, and that is the gateway to the Arctic, and we will have that. Thank you very much. I don't think you guys get it, meaning rest of the world. No, nobody told me that. I just put that together with this. Duh. Duh. And cryptocurrency and blockchain technologies and all of these rare earth metals that we're mining to, again, create weaponry and technologies that you and I have no idea about that are being developed. Why do you think they need all this wacky stuff? I don't know. Go look it up. Go look at some of these rare earth metals that they need. They're not using those in cell phones and stuff. No, they're not. They're using that in the more advanced stuff, guys. Anyway, let's go ahead and get over to the comment section because I'm talking some crazy stuff. Drop in a G if you're hearing what I'm saying in the comments for Greenland. So now you're going to sit in school. All the kids are going to sit in school and go, well, now, Greenland is part of us now? Oh, we own that too? Well, that makes sense. Why isn't Canada part of us? Because they're kind of connected to us. Look I love you Canadians, and I'm not trying to be a take over the world Donald Trump warmonger, but I'm just telling you, like, it does make sense that you guys are connected to us. We protect you anyway. You're part of our territory. You're connected to us. Yeah, you're a very cold area up there, and we don't really like it very much, but I think we'll take you. I mean, you got crazy minerals and everything. I think you should agree that we should take you, and you should become part of us. Why are you trying to be so separate from us, Canada? Well, everybody wants to have their own identity. Be part of the club. Come on. Be part of the winning team, United States. Just jump on board. Got any patriots on board with me with that? All right, maybe I'm being a little too strong-arm United States-ish with that one. A little too much try to take over the world with that, but it does kind of make sense as far as, the distance and where Canada is, and that we take care of you anyway, so it's like, we really should have you. I mean, come on. You should be part of us. Come on, let's get real. I'm not trying to be domineering. Anybody have an opinion on that one? Go ahead. He's getting very controversial in the comments here, this tanker guy. Anyway, let's get back to comments. Gamify coming in with some more. Thank you for coming back. Hold on, let me get back to deeper comments. Boy, do I not cover comments. I was there for the Shiba Inu run, says Crypto Midwest. Stamina Volt Inu. It happens fast. Yeah, Shiba Inu. I was there for that little run on Shiba too and made a little money. And then I bought back in. I got Shiba and I didn't sell it all. When Shiba dropped real low, oh boy, do I like me some Shiba. When that stuff cranks, oh boy, we're going to have some fun. Report on Greenland, come back, lots of resources, maybe a bit of hang on. AG is silver. You tried to trick me. A lot more AG, a lot more silver in the frozen tundra. Because I know that AU is gold. You're not going to trick me, guy. Anjak says, I hope we're laughing. Anjak says, hey, you got to laugh at your own lack of awareness, which is Tanker laughing at himself. Scott says, I'm loading on Flare in case I ever decide to play with yield earning. Okay, yes, Flare is right. Flare is a way to play around with some yield earning. Right. Just picked up more under a penny. All-time low for Flare. Okay, now, Anjax, I'm not a financial advisor. Be careful playing games with your crypto. That doesn't mean people aren't going to go make money, and I'm not suggesting either way. You just know the risks and know what you're doing, and God bless you. Do well with whatever you're doing. Crypto Midwest, that's what I tell my buddies who are doing, who give up their keys and stake crypto. XRP and so on and so forth, and they've been doing great with it, and hats off to them. And you all do what you do. I'm not a financial advisor. My wish is that you do well with whatever you're doing. Be cautious, not your keys, not your crypto. Anjak says, Scott, I'm loading on Flare. Boom, boom, boom. I read that one. I was there for Shiba says Crypto Midwest. I read that one as well. Ranger says, helping a friend trying to get, hold on. I always have to do this. Just say frickin' silver. I don't want to keep doing this. Yes, AG is silver. Just say silver. Stop trying to confuse me. Silver. It's becoming increasingly scarce. Yes, it is. No question about it. We got our big Ranger silver bug in here, and also gold bugs that we love. I'm glad I got a bunch of silver way back. I hope you guys are too, and I got some gold way back too. Guys, gold and silver is another. Guys, look at. You want silver and gold, cryptocurrency, AI, some real estate, maybe a little bit of liquid cash. There's different things that a person might want to think about holding. You have to learn it yourself. I can't tell you what to buy or sell or do. Rangers, Rero says they tried to scare us away with the lawsuit. Yes, they did. Crypto amening on Jax. Don't forget that Amen is Amen Ra. We're not too happy with that little critter. He was a mean guy. He's probably still alive somewhere. What's your opinion on CRO and mystery? I don't know. I'm sorry, Scott. I don't play ball with it. I don't research and cover it. I'm going to be as transparent as I can, and I'm sorry about that. I wish I had more for you. Rero, I have made 4K on Shiba last cycle. It wasn't much, but I was happy, and good on you. Way to do well playing with your investments. Gamify coming back in. NFA 22, don't earn a lot of money. Hold a large bag in XRP, but small ones in these utility coins. As you mentioned, you could be surprised with how high some of these prices go for some of these things that you're holding, Gamify. And thank you for commenting. And I'm sorry if I'm rough in my comments. Should I continue, asks Gamify, to buy XRP or keep increasing my bag in the other utilities? I could never tell you what to do or say because I'm not a financial advisor, so I couldn't answer that question. Now, let me switch gears and tell you something that I do in the crypto space, since I'm not a financial advisor and this is simply my opinion. What I like to do is buy as much XRP as I can, including the other four that I love so dearly, which are XRLM, XDC, HBAR, Algo IOTA, Quant, and ADA. Since I'm an old compared to you, and you're 22, and I'm old, I'm 54, I can tell you very kindly that you very likely know more about what is going on in the world of tech and this space and things like this than I do. Might not be the case with crypto, but I have to remember that I'm an old guy, and I'm in this burgeoning class of crypto. There's a lot of young folks, like my boy Gamify here, who is 22. Hats off to you. Good for you seeing the truth on this stuff. Good for you being so young and seeing these players that are ready to go to $20, $50, $75. I'm telling you, $200, $500, $1,000, XRP, XLM, XDC, HBAR, IOTA, Algo, Quant, ADA, some of these. This is my opinion. And my opinion is what I like to do is load up on all of the 8 ISOs. And then from there, I like to go to Chainlink. Yes, I have Bitcoin and Ethereum, but unless you've gotten those earlier on, you're only going to realize a 2, 3, 4, 5x. So be cautious of what people, let me be cautious in my talk about what I think people might want to be considering in the crypto space. It's a bad time to get the hiccups when you're live on the air. Rero says, we have the power. I usually have to stop myself from overhearing the stoicism of what's happening on this channel. I think he's saying I'm borrowing so many phrases. I'm kind of a knucklehead here on the channel, guys. Don't give me too much credit. I'm simply a guy that's trying to make this thing happen. It is true. Rero says we do have the power to do this thing. Anjax, Scott says, Anjax, play with Zaman and have BXE, XMonk, MAG. Good for you, you guys playing with these things. You guys, I bet you're killing it with crypto, playing with all these things. I'm not kidding. Good for you. I don't discourage. Hey, guys, play your games with crypto. Just do well. Be smart and do well. You could do well with swing trading. Just do well. I don't know if you guys are playing games with crypto or not. I like to hold long term, and that's an opinion. People want instant gratification, and they don't want to wait, says MacGyver. It is true, is what we largely see. Ranger says, just in mankind's addiction to shiny new things that's contributed to crypto. It's the baby in finances. It's hardly proven itself through any real major financial disaster. There's someone who, that's a zoom out mentality on Rangers, and that's a deeply thinking, seeing mentality. Studio had to just remind me that I'm 55 and not 54. I keep forgetting, and if somebody doesn't remind me, I'd stay 54 forever. Truth be told. Ranger says, is it just mankind? Oh, sorry, just read that word. Ranger says, yet physical PMs overlooked, forgotten. You can't abbreviate with me. I'm too old. PMs, I don't know. What does that mean, guys? I don't get the abbreviations. I'm no DM talker. Forgotten, despite its long track record, resilience, and people are clamoring even more for it. Maybe logic is failing. Don't worry, it's not. What the heck does PM mean? Everybody's laughing at me right now because I'm so old. Look at how far back I am in the comments. Art Caffeine says, if anyone goes back to stock charts when they first started the stock charts, stock investing, you'll see those who were first investing in Coca-Cola, etc., went through the same thing that we were in with crypto. It took a while to gain. You're right, dude. Totally right, my brother. Totally over the target. Scott says, I believe XRP will flip BTC in one day. I think it will too. I think it's just going to go like that. And I think Bitcoin maxis and people who are loving Ethereum and things, and God bless you, I do too, are going to be so shocked. Scott, that tells me you know crypto. I mean, it won't flip it in a day, but it is going to go crazy. It's going to go like this. Boom. This is going to be an inversed over the course of days and weeks. Riro says, Nexo is paying yield on XRP. But if you have to understand the risk, you have audits, but FTX had them too. Okay. Hey, guys. If you want to play games with this stuff, it's up to you. GameFi says, thanks for the thoughts, Rero, for letting us know about these things. I mean, I don't play ball with this stuff. You guys want to play ball? God bless you. Gamify says, thoughts on Monero. Monero being a ghost coin, I think, is going to go up moving forward. But as regulation comes into play and comes into, at least short term, it's going to suffer. But Monero being a ghost coin, I think there's always going to be the need and the want for a ghost coin. It's going to be difficult, though, with regulations and Clarity Act being signed coming up shortly. I think Monero is going to have a very hard time. That's my opinion. Watch me be dead wrong on that. And Monero shoot to $5,000 a coin. You know, I don't know, guys. I don't know. That's my opinion on Monero. I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, let's keep going with comments. Rero says they will fight Monero because they can control it. Because they can't control it. I think that's what you meant to say. They can't control Monero. I think it's going to be a problem for them. It may shoot to the moon because of that. I don't know. Scott says we will own Iceland. Well, it looks like we kind of do now. I mean, once we gain our stronghold like we've done, this deal has been agreed on yesterday. This stuff's over. He doesn't have to do anything. Trump doesn't have to use any force. We got what we wanted with Iceland. Which is, Ireland, which is Greenland, which is mean we basically got it. Sorry, my bad. You're trying to say Iceland and not Greenland. My apologies. I'm a knucklehead sometimes. Guys, I don't know if we'll own Iceland and we'll own Canada, but it kind of makes sense that these are spots the United States kind of, if we're footing the bill for everything and protecting militarily all these spaces, why aren't they just part of us? A lot of people don't like that. A lot of people don't like that kind of talk. I love Iceland. I think a lot of these places should be, sovereign on their own, but I don't know. Art Caffeine agreeing with me on what's going on. That's what the heck's going on. The pet the fucking... Wait, hang on. I don't want to swear on the channel. Pet the fucking cookie. What the heck is it called? Hold on. Oh, Space Force. Whoops. Force. Space Force in... What's this place called? I'm calling it part of Fucky. It's called Pitafuck. No, it's called Pitafuck. It's called Pitafic. Pitafic. It's called Pitafic. Well, guess what? Built in 1943. I haven't put it all together yet. We're not being told what's happening. It doesn't take a genius to see. Well, maybe it does. But it certainly takes some activity here to start heating up and lighting up to say, I'm trying to tell you something. I'm going to pulsate at you. I'm not going to let it go. I know you're trying to go about your daily, day-to-day apps, your business, Frank, but I tried to tell you something about Greenland. Yeah, and that's what it's telling me time and time again, is that there is actually an entrance up at the top, up at Antarctica, up at the North Pole. That's why you can't fly over it. You're not allowed to see it. We did reverse engineer the craft. We do have anti-gravity technology with our Space Force. That's what Pitafucket is over here. Pitafucket, fuck it, whatever it's called. Pitufik. Space Base is, it was known then, captured and staked as a stronghold then, only solidified and made understood to the rest of the world that now we own the entrance to the center of the Earth up there. Boy, the algorithms having a field day with our craft that are now anti-gravity, now joining the party intergalactically, zipping in and out. Somebody talked to me about the intergalactic situation that we've entered back in the 40s, have never left, and have only become a larger part of. Large to which is hidden from the public, which needs to be and is only going to be talked about as conspiracy in mainstream. Anybody catching the point yet? It's to own the gateway to the center of the Earth now that we have the Pitafucket space base caught up to speed with anti-gravity craft that are zipping in and out of there with Lord knows what other tech you're never going to know about, put out by the Grummans and the Lockheeds of the world and the Pratt & Whitneys of the world that are telling you, well, of course we're more advanced with our bases dug out under these mountains and so on and so forth, because you ain't going to blow us up. We can't afford to have that happen. We're working on the most advanced stuff going, which is anti-gravity craft for our Space Force up at Pitafucket, and you are led to believe that we're creating things like, SR-71 Blackbirds and crap like that, and Raptors. And anybody paying attention to the Matrix yet? Anyway, enough of the Pitafucket Air Force Space Force Base. I know I'm probably not saying that correctly, but F it. Anyway, anybody paying attention? Marchster agrees with a G. Dropping a G if you're tracking with the tankers all over. They're going to cancel me. Can I be canceled for spitting such truth that they don't want the world knowing ever? Not the least of which right now at this current point in time. I snore. I figured all that out like literally as soon as we started talking about Greenland, because I asked it and it told me right away, months ago. I just never told you. You didn't want to know? Nobody wanted to know. Nobody wants to know Tanker calling Greenland and the whole thing. I just didn't know he was going to be at Davos talking about it and announcing it and doing this whole thing. I just knew it was going to happen. Anyway, Jaco, am I saying that properly? I'm not French. Says, I have 180,000 XRP. Is that enough? First of all, look at. Don't let anybody know who you are and where you are, and just keep yourself anonymous, and that's okay. Don't worry, you're fine. I'm just saying, try to keep yourself anonymous. People say, "Oh my God, nobody knows how much XRP you got." No, don't need to tell us in the comment section. You can say you have a lot, and that's good. Yes, that's a lot. That's enough. I would make sure you're, in my opinion, keep everything on cold storage. Everybody else, keep your XRP safe. I knew we had massive holders in the channel. Guys, I don't think everybody understands what's happening with XRP and where this whole thing is going. Be very cautious. Be very careful. Never tell anybody, where you're keeping things and where. What I mean is once XRP goes to its $500 to $1,000, $500 or so in XRP, and people are, cashing in on 90 mil if they want to sell their XRP. once we hit the 500. I don't know if we want to do that. We may never want to cash in on XRP. We may want to always use it to leverage. Yeah, you might want to. Guys, XRP is going to such heights. Now look, be careful about telling people how much XRP you have. You're fine. Don't worry. You're fine. You're fine. You're keeping it on cold. Don't tell people where you live. Be cautious. I mean, come on. You got all these Hollywood stars. Everybody knows how much money they make and how much they're worth and all these people. What do you think? You see them worrying about where they're going to the grocery store? Don't live in fear. Don't be a jackass. Don't live in fear. Okay? Also, be wise and be intelligent and, be careful. And, it's okay to be excited about some folks holding, 300,000 XRP. Some folks grab an XRP for quite a buy at, below 17 cents. And they held ever since. So those of us who, saw XRP early in things, be careful. Let's be careful. Don't go shouting how much you hold. There are hackers and scammers out there. Anjak says, shh, don't mention how much XRP you have in the chat. There are hackers and scammers. Here's the deal. Don't say it. I wouldn't say it in the chat. Don't worry, you're okay. We're not scolding you. We're okay. I would say that I would be cautious about letting folks know about how much crypto you hold and how much XRP you hold. You can generalize. It's okay. They can surmise because a lot to them, they're probably going to figure that you're, holding like $2,000 worth of crypto and you're about to really crush it. And they're just like, that person's going to make like 50K coming up. They're about to, everybody has levels and degrees of what they think, large amounts of money. It's all levels and degrees. Be careful. Always keep your crypto safe. Never brag about your crypto. These are all suggestions. You can, in my opinion, it's advisable with friends and family to let them, some close, careful people know what you did with crypto, that you trust. It's my opinion. This will ignite, excite, inspire them to start getting in on the game. Okay, that's what happened with me. It's what happened to all my friends. That's how it's done. Somebody you trust, a friend that you pulls out a phone, shows you a wallet they have going or whatever, and is like, oh my God, you really did do this? For real? You bought that stuff? Yeah, here it is. Look, can I get that app on my phone too? Yes, you can. I'll show you how to do it. Here you go. Boom! Before you know it, they're trading crypto. All right? So I don't want to hear any crap about that. You've got to, with careful people, in my opinion, to help them along this road, this way, by inspiring and helping them. And sometimes it involves with trusted people, showing them proof positive that you have bought into this for real and have put some thousands into the game. Because that's what convinces and gets our buddies and friends into crypto and our family members. Okay, but be careful, though. Be careful who you tell. Now, be careful how many people you tell of crypto. Ranger says, I'll go out on a limb and say, without AG, which now I know on the channel is actually silver, modern devices requiring mass amounts of electricity would be non-existent. I agree. Guys, largely this plague with Greenland could just be about silver. I don't know. Scott, no problem. Keep it on cold. Hats off to your brother. See, because people who, whether you have big or small amounts of XRP, you are going to see, large or small amounts, you are going to see that XRP shall make you very happy. I was going to go on it, but I had a nice little rhyme happen, and I didn't want to stop it. Yeah, we're all going to find out the truth and what's going on. Oh, precious metals. My apologies. Yes. Precious metals. This is what I mean about me being so dumb. And I do it, and I play with these things, and I don't even know the abbreviations. But because I want to say premenstrual. growing up with sisters and PM and PMS, and anytime I hear PMS, I'm a child of the 80s, so you could say PMS, which doesn't mean that anymore, and I hear PMS and I'm going to think, uh-oh, the females are getting cranky again. No offense, females. Anyway, no offense, wife, don't get mad at me for saying that, but PM, gotcha, precious metals. Okay, Ranger says, Tanker, you're roughly 2 decades older than me. Oh, crap. Ranger, I thought we were in the same ballpark here, the way you talk and everything. God, I'm old. Oh, boy. Ho, ho, I better start being nice. God's going to smack me in the fanny when I get there. I'm about to be at the end of my ride. I better make sure I'm being nice. I'm going to get a talking to. Tanker? God, the creator of all is going to say, Tanker, can we agree? In so many instances, you could have been nicer. I know, I'm trying. All right. Hey, you going to put somebody in a world with unlimited energy like the Energizer Bunny, literally like a nuclear bomb, the amount of energy that I have, and then expect them to be patient and kind and live gently with everybody? That's a cruel joke. All right, I try, though. All right, Crypto Midwest. 58 years old here, Tenka. All right, Midwest. Thank you for making me feel good about being 55. Shit. It's all good in the hood, man. Come on. What do you want to stay here forever? Let's get the heck out of here and get on to some better stuff once we get out of this ride. I love you all, but come on, we ain't staying here forever. Crypto Canuck, my Canadian brother, I didn't mean what I said about Canada. Don't worry, I'm not trying to own everybody, even though I think Canada and Iceland probably should be under our wing. But anyway, you already are. We already paid for everything. Why are you? No, because you want to. Look at, here's the deal. I don't think so, because if we start taking over Iceland, and then we own all those, what happens with their culture? What happens with the diversity on this planet? I'm not kidding. What happens with the diversity in art, culture, music, the whole culture of all of it, the music, the art, the clothing, everything. The customs, the styles, the ways of being, the language. What happens with all that, Iceland? I went to school with two Icelandic. Hey, shout out if you're out there. Johannes Johannesson and Vidar Magnusson. There you go. If you're out there, shout out on YouTube. 2 brothers I went to middle school with. Oh boy, did they suffer me. Poor guys. 2 of my buddies in middle school when I was even wilder than I am now, out of control, with less control than I have now. Vidar Magnusson, if that's not Icelandic enough for you, and Johannes Johannesson. And 2 awesome Icelandic dudes that let me know that, first of all, Icelandic is pretty freaking beautiful and pretty cool. And I'm like, isn't it freezing cold out? They're like, no, that's kind of Greenland. We're the other one. We're Iceland, where we have the seasons and stuff, and it's awesome. I'm like, really? How cool. So anyway, this is middle school, and becoming buddies with them. Their folks were here, going to our colleges, our universities, and hospitals for eye doctor. They were eye doctors, and anyway, that's why they were here, and they were going through our school systems for about 4 to 6 years. So shout out to Johannes Johannesson and Vidar Magnusson. But anyway. My fellow Viking brothers. Now, here's the deal. We don't want to be taking over. Let's not be so Viking. We don't want to take over because then how does the diversity stay with Iceland being Iceland? You know what I mean? And Greenland being Greenland. So, and Canada being Canada. So I don't know if I love this idea of just because we're the protectorate, just because we're like, literally, we are NATO. We're like 70 to 80% of NATO. We are it. We are NATO. That like... put all that money into NATO, and we built it all, and we go protect everybody or whatever. Anyway, I don't know if people realize this, but let's keep some diversity on the planet. Let's not centralize everything and globalize everything. Jeez. All right, I got to get to Davos, and I got to get off the air, but I got to get to Davos real quick and just do a quick wrap up on Davos. Let me finish up comments and get to current real quick and not elaborate on any of them. Real quick, and then I'll finish up with Davos. Crypto guys, countries are just corporations, but one world government is worse. Agreed. Now, God, I didn't read your comment yet, but you can see that I now, before I read your comment, I honestly did not read it until just then. We're in agreement. Now, Canada should stay Canada. Iceland should stay Iceland. Like, come on. Let's keep the diversity in the world. Too much centralization in one way. Like, we're going to have no diversity on this planet sooner or later. Art Caffeine says, don't worry, that was an itch. It looked like I was wiping my schnauzer. I swear there's nothing wet at all. It was simply an itch, I swear to you. Because that would have been weird and gross. Tanker, the truth is often the first casualty of war. It is. It certainly is. Nice point, Ranger. Tanker says, Caffeine says, Tanker, they won't cancel you. You'll just get the knock on the door. Yeah, no kidding. I know. I'm surprised I haven't gotten the knock on the door yet. I feel like I have, but in a suggestive way. Like, if that wasn't weird enough for you, glitchy in the Matrix, like we didn't knock on your door, but we kind of, did you get that? Like that was weird and a weird anomaly thing that just happened. And just be quiet and don't ever tell anybody. And do you get it? We see you. Anyway, Ranger says, with my eyes, I see millionaires, billionaires on the, and by the way, hi, how you doing? And I'm not hiding from anybody or anything. And I already know what it all is, and you know I know, and you know that I know that you know that I know, and you know that I know that you know that I know that obviously since I'm no threat, I'm allowed to carry on. So anyway, once I'm a threat, that will be different. Once enough people listen to me, then that'll be different. Art, then I get the knock on the door. Art, Ranger says, Art, we all know what to do if that happens. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. Rangers, with my eyes, I see millionaires and billionaires on the news all the time with my mind, and all I see are debt slaves. I hope it's not dystopian, dude. Scott, it is amazing how many people, in caps, by the way, how many people do not see what is taking place. The most profound financial transfer in history is shaping up this year. I agree. Yep, I know, you're funny, Ranger. We love you, dude. Scott says, I've been informed a dozen people here at work about Ripple's moves. Oh, really? They all own a little XRP now. Patting myself on the back. Well, it sounds like you got a bunch of smart people that work with you. Marchner says, if 55 is old, how many of us are already in the grave? Easy, cowboy. Marchner doesn't like when I talk 55 is old. Look at old is relative, okay? You're halfway there in a ride. Don't try to pretend you're going to be living to 150, 200, like those masters that live out in the woods, unless you want to go play that game and go just do your thing. And you can. They don't want you knowing that, but you literally can do it and be well and live to be, keep inhabiting this shell and be well at 150, 160. That's possible. They don't want you knowing that. You actually can do it even if you're already 50 and start rejuvenating the body. They also don't want you knowing that. But are you interested in doing that? You want to stay in this place forever. But look at it. If you're only staying about 100 years, come on. 50 years is kind of like halfway through the show here, Marnster. I mean, I'm not saying we're old, but jeez, come on. Ranger says, Marn, my body disagrees, but I feel so young now, LOL. And that's what I'm saying, man. It's as young as you feel. Look at Marnster. Here's the deal. If your arthritis is hurting you, it only hurts you as much as it hurts you. I know that didn't make sense. It's not going to make sense to folks who aren't yanked out of the Matrix to a certain degree. Captain Wrench, welcome back in. If you got in 2010, you shouldn't be worried. Oh, shit. Really? We got a 2010 player in here? Dude, in 2010, I was in, hats off to you, my brother. I was working for a company in Tennessee, and I had a friend of mine came over to my place. We actually went over to his place, and he goes, dude, you don't game? I'm like, nah, I'm too old. He was younger than me. I said, I don't game. He goes, dude, check this computer out. We had a couple drinks. Like, check this computer out that I made. See-through computer and all this stuff. And he's like, and I game. He says, huge screen up. Dude, this is crazy. I feel like I'm like at the arcade. I'm a child of the 70s and 80s, right? I'm like, this is cool shit. And I'm playing. It's like he's hogging it. I'm like, dude, give me that controller back. I feel like I'm 8 years old again playing Pac-Man with my buddy. Shout out to Ken. What's up, Ken? And so I'm sitting here and he goes, I get paid with this Bitcoin, with this game. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, they use Bitcoin to pay me. This is 2010 in Tennessee. I go, now wait a minute. I go, are you serious? He goes, yeah. He goes, it's going to be something in the world. He goes, they use it as money. He goes, you should get some. It doesn't cost, it's like, I forgot what he was saying. I think it was like whatever it was at that time in 2010, or I don't even know if you can get it like that, but he was getting it and using it. I'm pretty sure it was 2010. I'm almost positive it was 2010 and summer. And he goes, yeah, it's going to beat something in the world, blah, blah, blah. Sure enough, it's something. We got a 2010 player on crypto in here. Are you serious, dude? You got it in 2010? Wow. Art Caffeine says, Tanker, yes, I will help you moderate. Cool, thanks, dude. I need to know how to set it up, and I know you just instructed me. You'd be amazed at how tech savvy I can be, but then so dumb. So dumb was tech, me. So dumb and so good. I surprised myself. I know how to use all the wallets and everything. I figured them all out. It took me a little time, but boy, and I shocked myself. I'm like, man, people can't even figure out these wallets, and I did them all. But man, I can't get into the Streamlabs and work it properly. Anyway, you're just a youngster ranger. You're dang right you are. Captain Wrench says, I got an airfield out of it and built the vets and kids. Are you freaking serious? Hats off, Captain Wrench. Good for you. Thank you for showing us where the future is when we stay and hang in long enough and what is actually to come. Thank you for your inspiration. We appreciate. Yes, I played gold mine pick for BTC. Oh my God. And by the way, don't get me wrong. BTC is what it is. People, he doesn't like BTC. Look at, I don't like people who are knuckleheads and are like, BTC is all there is, blah, blah, blah. Look at, I like people who are for real and can actually comment with me on this channel, knowing that we're about XLM, XRP, XDC, HBAR, Algo, IOTA, HBAR, Quant and ADA, you know what I mean? Yeah, I missed Bitcoin. It's okay. I missed Bitcoin and Ethereum. I still own them. This dude played it right. Good for you. And good for you. And thank you for showing us how to do this. I played gold mine pick, says Captain Wrench, for Bitcoin. Laugh out loud, $5 worth at the time. 0.017 cents. You got to know I'm not a financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything. This is what I'm saying or doing on the channel. I mod for Forex, Live Home, XRP, Army. No problem. I got XRP at 6 cents. Why didn't you tell me? You should have turned on your third eye and said, look, in the future, I know I'm going to be on this channel commenting with this guy called Frank the Crypto Tank. We're going to get along swimmingly and everything, and I'm going to go back and give him the heads up on this right now and tell him to get it at 6 cents. You didn't do it! You didn't hook a brother up! You were supposed to come back and tell me. 6 cents! Crypto Midwest. Whoa! Crypto Midwest, thank you for the donate. You're welcome, dude, and thank you for the donate. Guys, anybody who donates to me on the channel and does this, you got to know, thank you so much from the freaking bottom of my heart, because I'm telling you, honestly, I literally pay for the channel every month, and that's not to get people to donate, but you got to know the truth. So thank you for helping me literally pay for the channel, and I never would have known that until I started a channel, because I didn't know what was involved in doing all this, and it's fine, because I'm about to be crypto rich coming up, and who cares, and I'm going to want an avenue to actually pay. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what everybody doesn't do. What? What's how awesome Tank is. Tank likes to do things that nobody in the world wants to ever think of or do. I am keeping a tally of Crypto Midwest, because I think he gave me like $100 before, and he gave me another amount too. And I have the donations, and I'm going to go back to him on the channel. And everybody who has literally paid me everything, once we're literally so disgustingly crypto rich, and it's not going to be long now, I'm literally going to put back to every single person who donated to me, and they're all going to get paid back. And you're going to be like, no, you're not giving it back to me because I'm already crypto rich too, Tanker, and I don't need the money. I gave that to you as a donation. I'll be like, no, take your money back. Here it is. Yeah, nobody's going to give a crap about money. We're not going to care about this crap. Money is going to be inconsequential, but to be managed efficiently and properly as a resource so that we can help ourselves and our family and the less fortunate in this world to get along and inject some goodness into this matrix, because it's been owned far too long by that knucklehead little character with the horns. Okay? That's my beastly little character. That's my opinion. And thank you for the donate. That's very cool of you. Captain Wrench, okay, well, help us moderate then, bro. Hey, Wrench, help us moderate, please, if you don't mind, Captain Wrench, if you can. We got a couple of mods that we're going to, I think Marnster's going to help us moderate. I do believe I saw that in the comments. All right, so we have some moderators. I'm going to go get those set up like a real channel. I don't even know what I'm doing. I hope I can get that set up like a real channel does. And thank you so much again for helping us. Ranger says, that's a lot of time traveling, Tanker. Hey, look at it. Come on. Turn it on and help. I'm helping you right now in the future by telling you that we're about to be crypto rich, including me, you, and everybody. And I'm going to go ahead and try to give the money back. And you go like, no, you keep it. I'm like, no, you keep the money. You're like, no, you keep the money, man. I'm like, no, you. Hilarious. How fun. I hope we're having fun. Anyway, Markster says, holy shizzle shizzle. I'm amongst future ballers. 6 cents. What? That's what I'm saying. Yo, we got ballers in the channel. You best keep coming in, and you better like and subscribe. I love our comment section more and more every day, even with OSW and a couple of the others that want to come in hard. They want to come in rough. It's okay. Don't worry. I love you and I want you back in. I want to be kind. I apologize for being rough this morning on people. All right. Shame YouTube takes 60% of you. And I know. Nah. Look at YouTube is very interesting, and I love them, and I can't say anything but good things because the algorithm is always listening. These walls have ears. Anyway, carrying on. Ow! Anyway, Captain Wrench says, set me as main mod, and I can control all. Now, wait a minute. You just frightened me, because for someone to say they want to control all of the moderating section is probably something that everybody does in crypto as a channel creator, right? But to me, it makes me very nervous. Sounds like you want to take over Greenland, Iceland, and all of it. I'm not saying you're up to something, but what do you mean? You're going to take control of... I don't understand this stuff. I'm not saying you're being funny. But boy, that sounds like you want to just take control of everything. What do you mean? Talk to me like I'm 2. I don't understand this stuff. All right. Anyway, you want to take control all. When you tell me you want to control all, you're going to make me nervous. No. All right. I don't know this stuff. You're going to make me very nervous. Ranger says, I wish I could go back in time. I hope you're laughing because I'm completely joking. I wish I could go back in time, back up the truck, and buy gold. Just kidding. Silver for $1 or $5 an ounce. Me too. I ain't afraid to say, well, I'm not going to say. I got in early on some silver. Captain Wrench says XRP to $320.69, which is 589% from where? From when the time the actual statement was made the first time? Is that what you're saying? Are you saying if we go 589% past where the price was when that prediction was made, that's a $320.69 price? Is that what we're saying? I like that if that's what that works out to be. Guys, don't make me think too much here now this morning. Is that true? Ranger says Captain wants the One Ring. Now look it. Making me nervous. I don't know how this stuff works, guys. I think his sound went out. No, it didn't. I was silent on purpose. I wanted somebody to say that. Guys, we're saying June we moon Q3. I don't know. I'm trying to set a record, by the way, on this live here. You're so welcome, by the way, Crypto Midwest. I'm looking back at your donation. That was really cool of you to do that. You're pretty awesome, dude. Thank you to the people who are in here on this channel. I want my $2, says Crypto Midwest. Don't worry, guys. Everybody's going to be taken care of. Don't you worry. Guys, I'm so excited. I want to get back to Captain Wrench real quick. What were you saying here? This is freaking awesome. Got an airfield out of it and built the vets and kids a motocross park. Okay. So my buddy comes out who rides and has, he races. He's amazing. I'm not going to say his name. He's incredible. Shout out, brother. Crypto investor as well. He comes out with with his bikes he has before. tearing up. We're out on some property out on 80 acres out here with horses, llamas, alpacas, the whole shit. We're out on a ranch here with the whole thing. You know, pit bulls, everything, alpacas, llamas, everything, goats. Now, we got quite a bit of property and out here in Colorado and have the ability to have a track. So he comes out, we tear it up. This guy's got experience. He takes off. First of all, I get on the bike. He's riding a 250 and I'm on a 125. I can barely touch my feet to the ground. You know how this crap goes, right? A little shorty that I am, I'm only 5'6". I got little T-Rex arms and a big T-Rex mouth. And I'm sitting there, I got this thing. Let me get on this thing. He's like, are you sure? When was the last time you rode? I'm like, well, I never really rode. I rode when I was a kid. Jumped on my buddy's bike when I was, 13, whatever. He goes, okay, here you go. Here's how you do it. I jump on, do a Superman, taking off on the thing. I got the hang of it quickly. I eased up a little bit. I got the hang of it. He's tearing the track. He is ahead of me. I'm like, how is he even doing that? That is years of practice. I cannot. That's crazy. I'll crash if I try to do that. And so anyway, tearing up the track, and I'm thinking, boy, it'd be great to set up a motocross for the kids, just something, and to do something for the vets. My dad ran a department, VA hospital in the United States, and actually ended up running a department after counseling Vietnam vets and World War II vets, which is actually how I met my grandmaster, who pulled 3 tours in Nam, and was counseling one of my guys, and one of this guys in his unit. My dad was counseling him, and that's how I ended up connecting with the martial arts thing, the special martial arts thing. But anyway, yes, very large respect for vets. For all of those in our country who have issues, especially because of what we did and sent them off to go deal with these traumas to defend our country. Single moms, there are so many that we aim to create nonprofits for, and to help Special Olympics as well, those born disadvantaged. The children, of course, foster children, and so on and so forth. What's going to happen is going to have a massive one arm. It actually depends on what the accountant and what the attorneys say. But I do believe it's going to be one massive nonprofit that will have arms of it that address these different things that we'd like to better in the world, in the matrix, and inject some love, some hope, some kindness, not buy off with money or anything like that, to install education and kindness and some love. Anyway, Jenner Tadek, I can't say your name, Tadek. Why are they giving 50 billion XRP away? They're not. Go do research and see how they're not. I'm not going to explain all that to you now here on the channel. Almost all of it gets put back into escrow. It's a controlled dump on the market, and it's not a dump. It's a controlled release every month by Ripple. They're not dumping. There's so many things that you've been told about XRP and Ripple, a lot of folks, that keep folks out of Ripple and XRP, including stagnant ass price action that has people not understand the truth. I could have okay, boom, boom, boom. Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. Give him back. Heck yeah. Guys, give me 2 seconds. Coming back in just 1 sec. All right, so here is the dilly. Grabbing my notes now on what's happening at Davos and Garlinghouse. Speaking at Davos, 1:30 in the morning for us, of course, he said the momentum is here for crypto. Not just technology. He framed the conversation on regulation as a shift from chaos to clarity. Perfection, he said in quotes, is the enemy of good. And he said about new rules in the U.S. That we're going to see regulatory clarity unlock massive crypto money. It's not been priced in yet. His comments echo markets being treated more like traditional assets now. But he tied crypto's role to the democratization of access, not just speculation. He pushed for a level playing field, meaning crypto and banks compete fairly under clear standards. Clarity Act a coming. This signals a very different tone than we've seen in past years, of course, and his remarks came as Ripple was visible, with institutions highlighting crypto's global economic role on the Davos stage. Now let's pivot to why this matters and how it ties, of course, into Japan's ODL role. Back in 2025, Brad spoke of Japan's adopting ODL and XRP. We just saw a video on it earlier in this episode. But what is confirmed today versus the narrative? Japan did adopt ODL Live via SBI Remit in 2021, and they've been using it ever since. And it's only expanding, and now permission features are being turned on. So in 2023, SBI expanded ODL to banks and rails in Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, as we know. It's not just a rumor, they've been doing it. It's production liquidity being used by XRP. Guys, Japan's banks have Ripple software. They've been using it. They're also going to be using it coming up, these corridors, these ODL XRP bridge corridors. Okay? So SBI remains the lead here, and banks observe, they're building infrastructure, and they're quietly watching these rails be built. Davos, regulation that moves institutional adoption forward. It's getting ready. Why does this matter for Japan and XRP? What's happening at Davos now and what they're threading together and sewing together for a deal? Because Japan's regulated banks are going to adopt liquidity rails when the rules are clear and institutional friendly. And everything's turned on, including the permission features of the ledger. Clarity over chaos is the context for global adoption, is what Brad is shouting. And Japan is precise in their movement. They're not loud. They're quiet and slow. They're careful. They adopt it slowly. They want safe, compliant rails. They're not just jumping in headlong. XRP as a bridge asset fits when the rules are clear for them. Not when the laws are murky like now. They still are. They're not going to be shortly. Davos' message and Japan's move complement each other. We're getting ready to get Clarity Act passed here after Davos. Institutional crypto means regulated rails, guys. Clear rules and economic access for all. So Japan's ODL quiet expansion is about real infrastructure adoption at scale, not just noise. You remember Yoshitaka Kitao, CEO of SBI Remit, said that by 2025, almost all banks, or 85% of banks in Japan, will be using Ripple's ODL. You don't know that they're not all laced with it already and all ready to use it. They could be. All right, let's get back over to comments. Yeah, let's do this thing, guys. It Ranger says, never fail to see someone's face drop when they think that silver is still somewhere around 20 bucks or 30 to 40 bucks. I know. And it's at, hang on, what's silver's price right now? Boy, am I so glad I got silver at 20 bucks or so. Here, let's see. Guys, you want to hold real silver, not paper silver, with an institute, with a bank or a institution. You want to hold it yourself. Same thing with gold. Not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. 95 bucks. We're still cranking. Doing a little retrace after we shot up from here to a nice, in just a good day or two. But watch what's going to happen, though. That's the 5-day. We're going to take off faster than ever, and it's not going to take as long to make moves. That's a week's time. I mean, that happened from January 7th. It's already going up. That's when January 8th. Shout out to Elvis's birthday. January 8th to January 20th. It shot to 94 bucks from 70. So it went up 20 bucks from the 8th to the 20th. So a week and a half went up 20 bucks. Here's how fast silver can go up. So we could be at well over $100, 110, 120 bucks just in another week or two. I do believe we are going to be there on silver. I don't think people understand that silver now and gold are deemed as a tier 1 asset. That means that they're not going to, they have to actually custody it if they're going to go ahead and offer you silver. Where are you going to find it? Same thing with gold. The rules have changed, and now that means price is going to unwind, and it's going to catch up to its real-world value and can't be manipulated as much anymore. So be manipulated, but we're going to get to $200, $300, $400, $700 silver coming up over the next weeks and months. It is not like any other trade, any other stock rising. It's different. Go check out Francis Hunt. He'll explain it to you. He's the market sniper or the crypto sniper. He has 2 channels. Go check out Sir Francis Hunt, the crypto sniper. He is over the target, my boy. My man's over the target. He called this a long time ago and told you this was all happening. The dude's an absolute genius amongst geniuses. Go check out Francis Hunt if you want somebody who knows what the heck they're talking about charts and crypto and AI and other things. He's a genius like you've never seen. Anyway, Brad had good talks at Davos. I know I saw it, and I can't find anything meaningful that I like to play back for everybody. So let me share the screen and try one last time with a shout out to Google because I'm worried about getting copyrights. I don't want to be demonetized for the video because I don't understand what I'm doing, and I play a video I'm not supposed to play. You know what I mean? And thereby, I'll lose monetization on the video, and that's not cool. Let's see if I can find something nice. Nope, same old stuff. So I'm going to tune out. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for all your comments this morning. I love you. Wow, I think we might have broken a record this morning. We were out for 2.5 hours. Thank you so much. And Art, I know I'm watching other cryptos, Captain Wrench in here, other comments, coming in here, guys. Yes, I know he had good talks at Davos, and I feel like I failed us this morning because I couldn't find good talks on Davos, but everybody's going to have them all coming out. Check them out yourself and all your other favorite YouTube channel, guys. I'm not really great for that. I'm going to try to get better on playing back meaningful videos that make sense and that people love because it adds a nice flavor to the channel. I do love you all like you wouldn't believe. Thank you for your very kind donation, Crypto Midwest, and everybody else who gives their donation of time and love and comments and their brain power, likes, subscribes, shares to me on the channel. I do appreciate you all, and I do love you all. And you can see, because this was a breeze to do 2.5 hours, I thought I was literally on for maybe like a half hour. And this is like child's play. I love this. I'm in my element. You guys are awesome. Thank you for giving me a forum to enjoy and be a beacon of hope and light in the crypto space, knowing that you all have purchased properly. You have bought and hold tight. You can only hold tight if you bought right. And I believe you guys have held tight to ride out these peregrinations in the market. To quote my buddy from way back to say, tap like, subscribe. I love you. Have a great day. Tomorrow is Hollywood's birthday on the 23rd. Thanks for giving me your birthday. I do have your B-Day. Thank you for doing that, Rero. And have a lovely day. Thank you for your additional comments. Be in here tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Colorado time for Crypto Info Blockchain Made Easy with your highly energetic but exceedingly kind host, Frank the Crypto Tank. Go Greenland.